What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Let me wipe my face. I'm sweating. I think I got some chapstick. What's good? What's good? Yer. Palm trees in the chat. What's the deal, man? What's going on? Dan and Lay. Good Saturday school stream. I'm here. I know I'm late, but I am here. I had to go get me something to eat. I was hungry. Big Sean Jones, I was been supposed to make you a mod. Oh, God. Let's see if I can do that right now. Well, let's see if your name pops up. Because normally when I go add mods, I be needing your actual URL. It's weird. But let's see. YouTube Studio. The live show is Saturday, June 20th. Get your tickets at Dejon.LA. I got some fun updates and news for you guys today. But Saturday, June 20th, one of my mods can put the link in the bio, but Dejon.LA. But hold on, what was I doing? Oh. Community moderation. Let's see. Oh, I need to take some of these people off. Like Red Dog is being removed. Last Mohicans never in here. Moose Man. Kicking him out. And then I'm going to move DVX TV up here. Let me see. What is it? Thank you, DVX TV. Big Sean Jones. Big Sean Jones. Yeah, nothing's popping up. So Big Sean Jones, you're going to have to DM me on Instagram your YouTube URL, and I will have that set up for our next stream. All 32, what the fuck you talking about? Stop posting my girlfriend's tweets. Cuz, what are you talking about? What girl's tweets have I posted? Unique? But all right, palm trees in the chat, man. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Saturday School. I wanted to, even though this is a very modest, if you consider it an accomplishment, I guess. We finally reached 4,000 subscribers. Yay. We should be at way more than that, but I don't know what's up with YouTube. I don't know what's going on. Tam and I drop content every week. We really never, ever miss a week. And we've been consistent at that for several months now. Before Tam was on the show, I had other co-hosts, and we was dropping every week for several months. So it's been at least a year of consistent A Day in LA content, and not including my own Monday and Friday streams and music review streams. So I feel we should have way more than 4K subscribers, but I don't know if we shadow ban. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, the LA rap content that deters people from hitting that subscribe button, but it is what it is. Thank you for the 4K subscribers. I am grateful. Shout out to everybody who subscribed. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you hit that button. Palm trees in the chat. Yeah, we're going to talk about Young and Hefe. I saw the updates. We're going to get to that. Let's see. What is going on? I had another date night. I go on dates Friday nights. I try to at least. Had another date night. It was boring, but it wasn't no drama. It wasn't nothing terrible. We just went out to my favorite hookah lounge, smoked hookah, had some drinks, chilled, went back to his place, chilled. It wasn't nothing too much. I know last Saturday I quit the stream like halfway through. I quit Saturday school stream halfway through because I was so tired from our eventful and horrific date that we had that night before. So this time I left at I want to say 1 something. Got home at 2 so that I can get some rest. I slept in too so I can have some rest so I can give y'all a full 2-3 hour episode, because last week I only gave y'all an hour and I was like, okay, I can't do it no more. I got to go home and go to sleep. Only for me to go home, go to sleep for 2 hours and then have to wake up and go to a birthday party. So I'm going to be here. We're going to thug it out this Saturday. Like I said, welcome to Saturday School. I'm your host, Dejon Paul from the LA Rap Report Card. Keith, what's the deal, man? Shout out to all my mods. D React CV Scar Soul, all 32, I guess. Every time, this is my #1 fan. I'm actually gonna send you love because you're in my. I've never been in this seat on live and haven't seen you in my chat. So everybody, make some noise for Sita and Sita's dad, Sabitch. I think that's his username. There's not one time I've ever sat in this chair, looked at that screen, and not seen that name in my chat. So this must be like one of my stalkers, or maybe they have a crush on me. Maybe they want to fuck. But as you can tell, I'm in a relationship. That's why I tell you about my date nights every time I come here on Saturday. I tell you about my Friday night date nights. So shout out to my biggest fan and supporter. I would send you some merch, but you're a bitch. With that being said, what else is on our warm-up? So, all of our warm-up topics today are people agreeing with me. People are starting to come around. People are starting to realize that these LA rappers are trash. They're weak. Their music isn't good. All of that. So I've been seeing these reels online. I'm going to share these reels with you guys while we let the chat warm up. Palm trees in the chat, man. Let's turn this motherfucker up. Let's get to it. Here we go. Let's go.
This video real quick. We're gonna be listening to all the washed Cali rappers. You still listening to Mozzie? Washed. Young Bean, Zay Bang, washed. Kai Bands, washed. DB by the bag, washed. You still listening to that Yaya song? Washed. If you a bad bitch, fuck it up. Washed. You have any Blueface in your playlist? Washed. See if they gang Yabby? Washed. TML, washed. Eat Beezy, washed. Lefty Gunplay, ultra washed. Slapping P-Low. Please do something with yourself. AZ Chike, washed. But Russell, this is y'all goat. But Russell, this is y'all goat. Cali, this is y'all goat. The Russell, washed. All right, y'all. So I just want to make.
All right, shout out to Germ DZ. I agree with most of those. The ones I would give pushback on, maybe Mozzie. I feel like Mozzie is more legend status, but I understand that perspective. Not 7 is in the chat. What? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We're going to come right back to this chat warm up. 7? I haven't seen that name in my chat in months. What's the deal? Damn. Girl, I thought you was in jail or something, knock on wood. I didn't know what the fuck happened to 7. We ain't seen 7. Make some noise. Palm trees in the chat. 7's in the chat for 7. Orange hearts in the chat for 7. Talk that talk 7. We ain't seen her in the chat in forever. The chat been weak without you. I ain't gonna lie. The chat been weak without you. Me and Tam miss you. Shout out to all the mods. Scar Soul, D-React TV have been holding it down. But I ain't seen 7 and I ain't seen Stoners Committee in here in months. So I don't know what's going on, man. Free 7, man. Congratulations on everything you've been doing and accomplishing. Love you, 7. You coming to the live event, right? Are you coming to the live show? Can we at least get confirmation that 7 is coming to the live show on Saturday, June 20th? Will you be in the building? That threw me for a loop. I did not expect to see her name. I was just going through my mods. I was like, damn, I ain't seen 7 here in forever. I heard 7 on Big Deal channel. It's a cold game on the 20th. Yes. All right, for sure. Well, I'll see 7 in person on June 20th, and I can ask her why she ain't been in our chat. But anywho, back to the palm trees and orange hearts in the chat today for 7. Back to the warm-up. I'm going to actually let this replay again because I forgot some of the names he said. My birthday on the 30th. That make you a June 30th? That's not a Leo. That's a Cancer.
Make this video real quick. We're going to be listening to all the washed Cali rappers. You still listening to Mozzie? Washed.
I disagree with Mozzie.
Washed. Kai Bands? Washed. DB bought a bag. Washed. You still listen to that Yaya song? Washed. If you a bad bitch, fuck it up. Washed. You have any Blueface in your playlist? Washed. See if they gang Yabby. Washed. CML. Washed. Heem Beezy. Washed. Lefty Gunplay. Ultra washed. Slapping P-Low. Please do something with yourself. AZ Chike. Washed. But Russell, this is y'all GOAT. But Russell, this is y'all GOAT. Cali, this is y'all GOAT. The Russell. Washed. All right, y'all. So I just want to.
So yeah, again, shout out to Germ DZ. I definitely agree with majority of those picks. I would exclude Mozzie from that list. I do feel like everybody else on that list could probably, I mean, even Mozzie could use a hit record, but everybody else on that list could use a hit record and a comeback moment. But yeah, never heard of any of these dudes besides who on here, Dex and Effects. And yeah, I think that's the reason why my channel doesn't do good, because I'm talking about most of these dudes that most people haven't heard of or don't care about. So that's the reason why I'm pulling up these reels. Big Deal calls me at 2 a.m. waking me up while he's live. Okay, I'm going to start calling at 7 every time we go live. I'm like, get in the chat, turn this up. But all right, I got more. Don't worry. There are more people that are agreeing with me with these LA rappers suck narratives. I'm going to get to Rich Rabbit, but there's this other dude.
I'm activated. I'm tired of this shit. I'm motherfucking tired. I just watched ATM Richie go on this motherfucking shit talking about your big 152-yard timeout. LA, we got the wackest motherfucking rappers on the planet Earth right now. I was in the motherfucking comments, nigga, looking. Y'all under there talking about fire and gas and these bars. That's the wackest shit I done never motherfucking heard, nigga. It's our 2, 3, maybe 4 good rappers in LA. After that, we trash ass nigga at the bottom of the totem pole. I'm activated.
I agree with this gentleman, Ghetto God, Big Ghetto. I commented, tell me about it in his comments. So it's dope to see people coming around and starting to realize what I've been saying for maybe the past 4 or 5 years, and been getting persecuted and called all type of names and slurs for saying it, but now everybody's saying it. Another person that's been going very viral for giving his opinion on LA rappers and for the most part calling them trash, that's when he really goes viral. Rich Rabbit, shout out to him, Rich Rabbit TV. He started doing like hood news, but then past few weeks he's been going viral for, like, there's these videos I'm about to show you where he opens up a trash can and he'll have an LA rapper's music video playing in there. He'll be like, shut the fuck up, and put him in the trash. So let's react to that as well. So he's going viral. He's going viral for giving his opinion on these trash ass LA rappers too. For example, so yeah, Rich Rabbit is going viral for those type of videos. He's getting into beefs with rappers. It's like, it's reminiscent of when I put out my first report card, and like these LA rappers couldn't imagine somebody telling them that their music doesn't sound good. And he's just doing it in a funny Instagram way where he's like putting them in the trash. I think that's funny. It's like short form content. It's not like journalistic with analytical breakdowns and all different categories and articles and theses and shit I do. All the boring stuff. It's just short to the point, like, oh, that shit trash, put it in the trash can. However, people was tagging me in this other post. So a rapper that he gave an F to, I give the Fs. A rapper that he put in the trash pulled up his music video. I didn't know Rich Rabbit used to rap. So he pulled up his music video and put him in the trash. Let's check it out.
Hey, y'all, you right here. Nah, fuck that.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, man, yeah, that didn't sound too good, Rich Rabbit. And then the guy said, I'm finna have a meltdown. Y'all come get him. Bro think he Oscar the Grouch or Dejon Paul. Nah, obviously what I do, like I said, is more journalistic. He's just giving his opinion. I agree with him on most of the times when he's putting somebody in the trash. they be sounding trash. Now I think the thing is that when you drop your own, like you are also a rapper, so you're a rapper critiquing other rappers, so then people can have an opinion on your music as well. Y'all said name which 4 LA rappers are good. Big Sad, Mark Lux. I would say Westside Boogie, but he doesn't drop music. I like Smoney when he's not dissing. I do like Smoney when he's making a song that's not a diss record. And a good LA rapper. That's a real tough question. Big Sad, Mark Lux, Money. Those probably the only 3 who, like, if I get in my car, I will cut their music on. Anybody else, unless you're talking about some old shit, and then if you're talking about old shit, they new shit is weak. It's not like you're talking about old shit and they stop rapping in their prime, and then that's it. So, yeah, I wouldn't put Ralphie on that list. I don't like Ralphie's recent music. Do not like Ralphie's recent music. All right, we got one more warm up before we get this show started, you guys. I want you guys to check out what this young lady had to say. We heard from what the guys feel about LA rap. Let's hear what this young lady had to say about LA rap.
Yeah, I need all my LA people to come to the front. I need to ask you guys something. When have you guys ever heard a rapper talking about, a California rapper in general, talking about tricking on a bitch? Like, or spending a bag on a bitch. Just to fuck with her. That be these niggas in the South, that be these niggas in the East Coast, that be these niggas in LA, they be talking, they might have their own shit and they rappers and shit, but they either used to be pimps, hustlers, they don't believe in tricking on no bitch. So I'm just gonna make it clear. For anybody, all these tricks y'all be trying to find in LA, they not from LA. They come from out of state out here, you know, and give us a bad reputation. But niggas from LA is not tricking on bitches. The tricks y'all trying to find, they only do that shit for their wives. For their wife they have at home. Like, they not about to go ahead and trick on a bitch so she can hang out with them. That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? California in general, we don't have no trick-ass rappers. We don't have no rappers talking about anything other than turning up fucking bitches. And it ain't for no money. It's for free. You feel me? But, because they know bitches be going. Like, they just know that. So why would they pay anybody? Like, if bitches already going for free, why would they pay anybody to go? You know what I'm saying? So that be them niggas out. You feel?
I'm trying to look for the black person in the video that's saying the N word, that keeps the N word, that keeps saying nigga, because I know it's not her. But aside from her profusely using the word nigga, I have to disagree with her to an extent, because you do have like Blue Buzz Clan with the Want Me To song. You do have Kayla for real singing about Bayou Chanel all the time and things like that. You got LA rappers that make tricking music, but I get it, for the most part, LA rappers are hard on a bitch. It's all about put it in my hand like it belonged to me. And LA pimp raps and sex trafficking music. So I get what she's saying. She wants to hear more of what these men want to do for their women, how they want to spoil their girl. I do think there are rappers that have touched on that in songs, but it's not as prevalent as the LA pimp narrative. I also think that this is why people think women are the inferior species as it pertains to male and female. Because, like, why is your opinion on music centered around men buying you stuff? Like, it's kind of giving bird brain. But I can pick at little points of logic in there, I guess. Little flecks of logic. Somebody said, "Where's Tam?" And you just made me, you made me realize my light is off. You just made me realize that Tam lives in LA now. Tam moved from the IE to LA. She got an apartment out here. And Tam is no longer at the Culture Vultures platform. So why don't I have Tam here twice a week? Stoners Committee, what's the deal, man? Long time no see. Palm trees in the chat, brother. How you doing? Good to see you here. Where's Burger? That's a great point. Y'all asking where's Tam? Because before I only had Tam once a week, because obviously she still had to do like 2 other days a week at No Jumper, and she had to drive all the way from the IE. I feel like that was a lot to ask of her, only to for her to be getting the super chats every month. You guys just made me realize. Dun, dun, dun. You guys just made me realize I can ask Tam to start doing Saturday. Would you guys like that? Would you guys like to have Tam here on Saturdays? Or what 2 days out the week should we have Tam and then I keep Saturdays to myself, if that's a thing? But to be honest, I'm really tired of doing Saturdays by myself. I think we should start doing Wednesdays and Saturdays for our pod. Because if we do Mondays and Wednesdays, that's like back to back. If we do Wednesdays and Fridays, that's like back to back. Wednesdays and Saturday leaves Thursday and Friday, gives us a 2-day break. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna add starting next week. Starting next week, we're gonna have Tams. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do the community type thing, back on Fig type thing, where it's like 2 people every Monday, Friday, Monday, Thursday. We're gonna do every Wednesday and every Saturday if Tam's down. We like Tam, but you got to press Miss Lady to be on here more often. I never asked her to be on here more often because she was working at No Jumper until recently. And like I said, she just moved to LA last week. I wasn't going to ask her to drive out here from the IE 2 hours away twice a week. And she's working at No Jumper. But now since that's not the case, I think that would make more sense. Bring back Ash Bash. I think I would have Ash Bash on the show for an interview. But, I mean, shit, she keep flaking on our interview, so I'm going to bring her back. I don't think the co-host thing is going to work out. I think me and Ash Bash are better off as friends. Sometimes you just need to be friends with people and not work with them. But I have been wanting to interview her, but she's been super, super, super busy. But she will be at the live show. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, it's time to talk about the live show. So, Saturday, June 20th, the link is in the chat. Thank you to 7 all the mods. The link is in the chat. Saturday, June 20th. You guys know the deal. Dana Lay is having a live show. Tam and I will be podding live. And we have 310 Baby, Compton AV, Mark Lux, Jay Reddy, Smoney, Hood Trophy Bino, a bunch of different LA rappers coming out to perform. We also have Desto Dub, an awful lot of Cough Syrup in the building. In fact, check us out.
Y'all to push up June 20th. Y'all know I'm gonna be giving this shit away. I'm gonna be selling this shit. I'm gonna be there with all of the artists. I want y'all to come on, have a good time. Again, LA Live, awful lot of it. Get your ticket.
All right, so like Desto Dub said, get your ticket. Link is in the chat. The tickets are only $25, you guys. So make sure you pop out support. All my mods will get in free, but if you want to bring a +1, your guest is gonna have to buy a ticket, you guys. Yes, Raya and all my Project Homegirls and Watts Homegirls will be at my event, turning up another notch. And it's gonna be lit. We got food vendors coming out, hookah vendors. We got Madam Pours doing bars. We got Real Azul Tequila as a tequila sponsor. We got Yaya Liqueurs as a cognac sponsor. So we giving out free shots throughout the event. We got a bunch of different clothing brands popping out to sell merch. I got some activities, some vendors coming out that's going to, like, people walking by can do these activities and win prizes. Like Desto Dub just said, he's going to be throwing out merch. He's going to bring the trailers and everything. Ethica will be in the building passing out care packages. It's going to be it's just going to be a lit community event with music, food, drinks, merch. It's really going to feel like you're in the core of LA rap, or what I want LA rap to look like, rather. So make sure you get your tickets and pop out. I need to see them ticket sales go up, man. We're almost there. We're like 21 days away. We have 21 days into this event. So you guys need to get your tickets, and you guys need to get ready to turn up with us. With that being said, you guys are saying get Illa on the show. Interesting. I'm not saying that will never happen. I'm not against potting with her. I think she's probably against potting with me since I exposed her for her telling me that she fucked TF. Because she told me that she fucked TF indirectly, but she told me. When we was at Fair to Say, we filmed Tuesday nights, Wednesday afternoons. Tuesday night, she was showing me something on her phone. Like, she passed me her phone like this, and I saw TF text her like, "Where you at?" All caps with a bunch of A's. I didn't say nothing. I just handed her phone back. Then she saw the text. A minute later, she's like, "Oh, guys, we gotta wrap this up. My stomach is hurting." If you know Illa, you know she's always talking about like some sort of digestive problem she has, like she gets stomach pains or something. She's always saying that. So she was like, "Oh, my stomach's hurting. Can we wrap this up? Can we wrap this up?" So we wrapped the episode up early. Cool, no harm, no foul. I'm like, But I didn't say nothing because I still don't have proof, and she still haven't told me nothing yet, right? Cool. Remember, we film Tuesday nights, Wednesday afternoon after Shame on You. Wednesday afternoon, we'll come back the very next day. They do Shame on You upstairs. It's the Halloween episode. I had on like a Dodgers uniform. I forgot what Ella was dressed up as. Worm was our guest. Wasn't Worm like a bunny or something? Instead, didn't have a costume. Instead, showed up late, as per usual. So while we waiting on Stet to show up, Illa, Worm, and I are sitting there. Worm sells hookah, so we selling those big hookahs that I used to smoke with the XYZ. We sitting there smoking our hookahs, just having girls and gay talk, talking about niggas, da 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 da. And the topic come up of like when you get that text and you gotta like leave your friends or whatnot. And Illa says, "Yeah, cause last night I got that text and I told the guys I had a stomach problem, but I really had to go get some." And then I remember who had texted her when I handed her phone. So she didn't know I saw the "where you at" text. The way it popped up from TF, the "where you at" text popped up as I was handing her the phone back like this. Like she showed me whatever she showed me. I'm like, "Oh, girl, that's crazy." Now, as I'm handing it back, I see TF, "where you at?" and hand it to her. And then she said she had a stomach issue. So that's how I found out. Not from what happened on Tuesday night, but from her confirming it Wednesday afternoon with Worm and I, where she said, "Oh yeah, because I got that text last night and I lied and told the guys that I had a stomach problem, like my stomach was hurting, but I really went to go get some." So Illa told me indirectly, but directly told me that she was fucking TF. So, and I never said anything about it, but I ended up bringing it up because to make my point, you know, I'll do anything to prove a point. My point was all my co-hosts showed allegiance to the Apollo. All my Fair to Say co-hosts showed allegiance to the Apollo, and that's why the Apollo still exists and Fair to Say doesn't. A house divided will fall. So instead of my co-hosts having my back and saying, "Hey, you guys stop teasing Dejon for being gay. He's our new co-host. He's our new team member. He's here 3 times a week, pulling up, doing his best. He's gay, so what? If we can accept him for being gay, y'all can. He not on y'all show, he on our show. We the one who's sitting by him." You never heard that verbiage from them. You never heard them say, "Leave Dejon alone, stop making gay jokes about him, they bother him, da 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 da." You never heard Illa, Scotty, or Stet or Six say that. So my co-hosts were too busy impressing or trying to impress the Apollo, and that's why the Apollo still exists, and Fair to Say doesn't. Stet lives in Texas. Got ran out of LA. Scotty doing bullshit numbers as well. Illa's not even on anybody's show. Ladies Night, Ace Boys, both those shows canceled. She's not on Community. Like, Illa's not on anything. So I think my co-host, and you guys have heard me say this before, my co-host chose the wrong team. My co-host chose to dick suck and glaze the Apollo, which left them with nothing but breadcrumbs and dick, literally, instead of riding with the person that was on their show with them 3 times a week, helping them get up to 50,000 views a week. When I joined the show, it was only doing like 20 best. I had the show doing 40, 50,000 an episode, which is more than what most Back on Fig episodes do now, if you really go look. The average Back on Fig episode is doing 25, 30,000. The average Community episode is doing 15 to 20,000. I had Fair to Say doing 40 to 50,000 views. And y'all over here, y'all can't defend me. I'm not asking you to go punch nobody, shoot nobody, key nobody car, bust the windows on nobody car. I'm asking you to simply speak up and be like, "You know what? Dejon's our co-host. Leave him alone, man. We rocking with Dejon. This is our co-host. He gay, so what? Why does that bother you?" Nothing. None of that. But again, that was because TF was fucking Illa. To this day, you still see Stet sucking Mac Wop and Keem's dick and calling in and trying to be on their show. He want to be an unofficial Apollo member so fucking bad. And Scotty was doing the same thing. That's why when Stet and Scotty left, their first episode away from FMW was with who? Keem. It was Stet, Scotty, and Keem. That was their first episode after leaving Fair to Say. And now that show's gone. So, you know, people did what, people did what they People chose their side, so they got to stay on it. So don't ask me to pod with Illa. She can go pod with the Apollo. Because Ace Boys Worldwide and Ladies Night are both canceled. And fair to say, damn, she's on a 3-peat. She got 3 canceled shows. But all right, let's get to the show. Oh, also, speaking of them, guess who I just added to the A Day Delay live show? That's an awful lot of A Day Delay, man. Guess who I just added, you guys? Da da da. As she pins her toe, beat it on the floor. That's what TF was doing to Illa, y'all. All right, shout out to Mark Nasty. Mark Nasty will be in the building at A Day in LA live show. He will be in the building. Shout out to Mark Nasty. He's gonna be performing. Hopefully he does do Putts to the Butt. Putts to the Butt. I hate that song. But he got that dick I know you love. He got some other bangers I would like for him to perform. Since he's been cleared of his domestic violence allegations, per the court, per the judge, I thought it'd be appropriate to have him pop out. So shout out to Mark Nasty. He sent me some unreleased music not too long ago. We've been talking, and he's popping out. I'm gonna have him perform maybe 3 to 5 songs later in the show, closer to the end, because Compton AV is closing the show out. He's the headliner, so yeah. Mark Nasty will be in the building. Shout out to Mark Nasty. Congratulations on all the success, because he's on the new Snoop Dogg cipher that I have to react to later. What if he bring out AD? He's welcome to. I'm cool with AD. I don't have no problem with AD. Shout out to AD. Can you buy tickets at the door? I would say no. I don't want to slow the line down. Just get your tickets before. They're only $25 a day in .LA, or the Eventbrite link that's in the chat already. Link in my Instagram bio. Yeah. So Mark Nasty will be in the building. Real quick before we move off this, are there any other LA rappers that we should add to the show? Are there any other LA rappers that you guys want to see added to the show? Now that we have Mark Nasty performing, who else do you guys want to see added to the show? Or is that it? Do we have everybody? Please don't ask stupid questions like will she be there? No, she will not. Link is in the chat. But all right, shout out to Mark Nasty. He'll be there. Let's get started. Rios went to No Jumper. Dun, dun, dun. So it happened while Tam and I were filming. So, we could react to it. We didn't know about it until afterwards. So let's react to it. Rios pulled up to No Jumper. I guess we could start with what Rios had to say about it, right? Hold on. Well, this is him 2 years ago saying, a year ago saying that he wouldn't go. Let's check that out.
I think it would hurt me more than help me. But my situation is different than their situation. It would hurt me because I would look like a backstabber. I would look like a traitor, turning on my family, turning on my boys, my brothers. Let alone like Ace Boys, Trey would be just overly disappointed in me. My brothers would be overly disappointed in me if I did that. So that would be the first thing how I wouldn't win. You know what I mean? Like I would hurt my brothers by doing that. So that's the first loss. That's a loss in itself. I'm in a different situation than.
All right, real quick. Maybe I transitioned too quick. You guys are now putting in the names of the LA rappers that you guys want to see at the event. Somebody said Smoney. Smoney is already on the lineup, you guys. Smoney is already on the lineup, guys. Says Smoney name right there, and I got Smoney's flyer. Don't worry about nothing. Smoney is performing at A Day in LA Live, as you guys see. The YN said they wasn't pulling up to A Day in LA Live unless Smoney is there. Smoney will be at A Day in LA Live. You guys also said that Pay Gotti should be there. The reason I didn't ask Pay Gotti to be on the hold on. Pay Gotti was supposed to be on the 2025 LA freshman cover with Jay Reddy, Tuski, Hood Trophy Bino. It's supposed to be 10 rappers. Who flaked? I think it was Player Ways and Pay Gotti flaked, I believe. Player Ways and Pay Gotti flaked on this cover. So I wouldn't book or ask Pay Gotti to come out to my live show because he pulled a no call, no show for the cover. And I feel like, let me know you're not coming so that I can have another rapper, because there was other rappers that I could have had pull up and take that spot. But he just pulled a no call, no show. His manager, I talked to his manager the day before. They were good. I think I talked to him earlier that morning, if not the night before. Like, I tried to confirm, because I know how these LA rappers flake. And then it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be there. And Pay Gotti never pulled up. So that's why he's not performing at the show. That's why I didn't reach out to his team and have him perform at the show. And his manager also manages Money. And when I reached out to his manager to get Money, his manager never even responded. So I just hit Money directly and got him and booked him there myself. So there's that. So yeah. All right, we got a super chat. What's the deal? My dad hates me, sigh. Oh, my dad hates me, sigh. $5. Thank you for the $5. Just looked at Scotty's views and oof, I would quit if I was only pulling in 6 to 50 views. Well, shit, my views been shitty for the past 2 weeks. I think I'm shadow banned, so I can't talk about nobody's views. But I will say that Scotty hasn't really been making cultural impact. Since he left Fair to Say, so he should have never left Fair to Say. He left Fair to Say because DJ Head called him and told him not to work with me because I'm evil. So there's that. And he listened to him, so there's that. Smoney is from Long Beach. Smoney is from Long Beach. What about OTM? OTM flaked on our interview like a year ago. No, thank you. No. If you do a no call, no show on me, I'm really gonna be good. All right, I'm gonna go back to the Rios video. My fault, you guys.
Like, bro, I'm in a different situation than them. They don't have any alliance or any reason why they should not go over there because of attachments to F&W. I have attachments to F&W. I've been looked out for. I've been helped. I ain't got nothing but love and respect for F&W back on Fig, community, Ace Boys Worldwide. So it would hurt me. It would hurt me if I did that. Just in my personal life, in my circle or whatever. And I don't think I would gain. I think I would lose. I think people would be like, oh, I ain't fuck with this thing.
All right, this is another thing that I do not like about this. When I use my good mic, because you guys always talking about my other mic. Oh, your mic is trash. The audio is trash. You sound hollow. You sound da-da-da. When I use my good mic, you guys tell me you can't hear what's playing on the screen. But then when y'all can hear what's playing on the screen, but my audio sounds trash. So y'all have to pick, because I don't know what to do. Y'all have to pick. Do I use my nice, expensive mic? And my audio's good, but you can't hear what's on the screen that well. You got to turn up your volume to hear what's on the screen. Or do I use the bullshit desktop Movo mic where my audio is shitty, but you can hear everything that's on the screen? You guys pick right now and let me know what you think in the chat. But that was basically Rios a year ago saying that he would never go on no jumper. It's not beneficial to him. It would be snaking his homies, woo, 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 all that stuff. Only to a year later be sitting on no jumper. Now, me personally, I don't fault Rios. I'm big on if somebody wrongs you, you have the right to wrong them. If Pun wasn't willing to split the super chats, if Pun was doing shady business, why does Rios have to show him loyalty and stick and not go to no jumper? Rios needs all the visibility he can get. Even if he goes to no jumper and just a couple hundred people start subbing up and being in his chat, that's better than nothing, because all it cost him was some gas money to get to no jumper. That's not a bad investment. I don't think what Rios did, was wrong. Mic is perfect. The audio settings in OPS, we can hear the video. All right, look. Settings, audio. Yeah, it says my desktop audio is disabled on both desktop audio 1, desktop audio 2, and it doesn't give me an option to do anything else. I've YouTube how to fix it, and they say go to settings, go to desktop audio, and click something else, but on my thing, it doesn't allow me to click anything else. It just says disabled with a check mark by it, so there's nothing I can do on that front. With that being said, I don't think Rios did anything wrong, like I was saying. I feel like you have the right to change your opinion. You have the right to change your views. It's circumstantial. So when I'm rocking with my boys and everything's good, I feel like, oh no, I would never go do a pod with your enemies. But once we fall out and you show me disrespect and you talking about, oh, nigga, I don't give a fuck about these niggas. I signed a $500,000 deal. You feel me? I make $750,000 a year, and I ain't making no money. But it's all of us pulling up. It wasn't just Pun sitting on that show. It was all of them. I don't think Rios is wrong. What do you guys think? You guys think that Rios is a traitor? What is that? I don't think Rios not even FMW. Cuz don't owe anyone no loyalty. Yeah. I agree. You had my loyalty and you didn't appreciate it. You had my loyalty and you didn't appreciate it. Y'all talking about $500,000 deals and y'all got Prize Picks and Underdog and all these sponsors on the show, but I'm not getting paid nothing. My show don't get any views and I still give Tam 100% of the super chats. So how couldn't Pun, who's this multi-millionaire who's making $500,000 deals and all this money, could not be paying his co-host the super chats at least? If you're not going to put him on salary, the least Trey, Rios, and Manny should have been getting was the super chats. Am I tripping? I'm going off of what Pun said. I watched the episode. It wasn't even that long ago. They was arguing with somebody, and Pun and AD was like, man, we got $500,000 deals. I made $750,000 last year, something like that. Ooh, we millionaires, They said that out their own mouth. So unless you think they're lying, I just feel like that's like me sitting here talking about I made $500,000. I'm a millionaire, woo, woo, woo. But Tam is on my show every week, and I don't give her nothing. That's like me having 50 to 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube. We doing at least 20 to 50K views every week, every episode. And Tam's on my show and I'm not giving her nothing. That's nigga business. That's that LA nigga shit. That's nigga shit. That's just nigga business. That's fucked up. That reminds me of, I should pull up the clip. I was watching a Yo-Yo interview on Yo-Yo, the female rapper. She's the first rapper I actually ever interviewed. I was watching her interview on Art of Dialogue this week, and she said she was doing shows with Ice Cube, and Ice Cube was giving her $50 a show. Mind you, she had a #1 record on the rap charts, Bonnie and Clyde theme. That song was #1 on the U.S. Billboard rap songs chart. She was getting $50 a show from Ice Cube. That's LA nigga shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're making money. It'd be different if we're on a struggling show, or our song is struggling or XYZ. Ace Boys Worldwide was a moderately successful show. And I don't have a problem with Pun. I fuck with Pun. But I feel like they could have at least split the super chats. Because they was getting super chats. They was getting a couple $100 in super chats every episode. At least a few $100 in super chats every episode. So it's like, why isn't that being split? That could go towards their gas money, anything. And y'all have sponsors. There's no way I can have a product, a logo on the screen every episode, Prize Picks, Underdog, whatever, and everybody sitting on a show as a host every week is not getting paid. That's what the sponsor is for. They're supposed to underwrite the show. So if y'all getting an Underdog or Prize Picks or whatever the fuck they sponsor is, if y'all have their logo on the screen and they getting a shout out 2-3 times an episode, whatever money they sitting over should be split amongst all the hosts. So because Pun didn't do that, I don't think Rios is wrong for what he's doing. If you don't show me loyalty, if you don't show me respect, I don't believe in that blind loyalty shit. You have to reciprocate it. I don't believe in that one way loyalty shit. It has to be mutual. I don't think what Rios did is wrong, you guys. I've been seeing a lot of people kick Rios back in over this, and I'm like, well, one, Ace Boys is canceled. Pun won't even acknowledge him. Pun never even pulled up to his platform and did an interview or did any content with him. You get what I'm saying? To like return the favor, like, oh shit, you've been, helping my channel get views. Let me pull up on your channel and help your channel get views. Pun talking about I don't do interviews. That's your homie though. I've been to Rio's house and been on Rio's platform before. You can't pull up to your homie's house and just talk shit with him on camera for 2 hours. But he could drive all the way. Pun Studio is far as fuck in the valley. He could drive I know where Rio stay, all the way from where Rio stay all the way to the valley is at least an hour and some change. Once a week for years for free. But you can't come to my house and film content with me one time? What the fuck is going on? Every super chat was going back into the show expenses. Come on. You know this, Dejon. Well, I could do the same thing. And I'm not rich like Pun. I don't ride around in the type of cars. I have a nice car, but not the type of shit Pun got. Plus, I'm not at his age anyway to be living like that. But nonetheless, I give every single super chat I get to Tam. Every dollar. I don't keep $1 of my super chats. Every super chat you guys have ever sent to this channel since Tam's been on this channel, I send to Tam. I could be like, oh, well, I gotta put that towards the rent of this studio. I gotta put that towards this expense or that expense and woo 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 woo. No, I'm the business owner. That's gonna come out. I'm not a record label. That's how record labels do you. Whatever money get made, well, we gotta cover the expenses first, then I'll pay you. Like, nah. To me, that's a fucked up business model. You come here to work. I can't afford to give you a regular salary. The least I can do is let you keep the donations people sending on YouTube. So the least Pun could have did, and this is just my honest opinion, the least Pun could have did was share the super chats with Manny, Rios, and Trey. That's all I got to say. Now, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to switch mics so that you guys can hear the rest of these videos, because I want you guys to hear what T-Rail and Smack had to say about Rios going on No Jumper. And you guys can't hear from this mic, but don't worry. I'm just going to plug in this mic, and you guys will be able to hear it. And then I'll switch back to this mic. I'm ghetto, y'all. I'll switch back to the good mic when I'll switch back to the good mic after the videos play. Okay. Test. All right, so the audio is going to be a little different because I'm using this mic, but you guys will be able to hear the video. Anytime I play videos from this one, you guys can hear it. Okay, so let's hear what T-Rail and Smack had to say about Rios going to Oh no, before we hear what that, let's hear what Rios had to say about Rios going, right?
So Doughboy as a response.
Hey, I don't be like they could cook me on the Reddit. That's cool. Like I don't even be in there, but they really don't even know who I am, or maybe they do. But they just it's wasted air. It's not gonna stop me. Hey, they talking. That's good. They definitely cook you on Reddit. I don't even be on there, but it popped up today. You did what them niggas been wanting to do anyway. Don't go on Reddit. Hey, I won't. Everybody and their mama goes over there. Everybody and their mama goes over here. Everybody that's involved with both parties be interacting and being a part of each party. It's the same party. That's the joke that they played on y'all. That's the lie the devil told, is that it's not the same party. It's the same party. Everybody is cross-mingling, cross-collaborating, but only Rios can't do it. Reddit is toxic. Yesterday was my first time on there. It's crazy. Hey, man, you survived it, though. You survived Reddit. And look, y'all, I'll take the bullets. I'll take the bullets for the greater good. I guess I knew I was going to get shot up. I knew people were going to be mad. I knew. But guess what? Those people ain't even members. Those people, I got messages from people that ain't never, ever even messaged me. Damn, you only message me and reach out to me when it's something that you don't agree with. But nothing I've done in 2 to 3 years have you even reached out to me. But the first time is a disagreement. Oh, you this. Oh, you that. Nigga, I don't give a damn what you think, motherfucker. You won't even buy me a beer for a month. You won't even buy me a beer for the cost of a beer, a month of live shit and all this shit. You won't even buy me a fucking beer.
All right, man. Rio seems to not be taking it too personal, and he does make a great point. People will bash you the second you do something that they don't agree with, but then they don't support anything else you do. It reminds me of when I started working in No Jumper. There were people that was like, "Oh, how could you work in No Jumper? Da da da. You're a sellout. Woo woo woo." And I would respond to them. I would be like, "Okay, what's your favorite episode of a Dan Lay podcast?" "Oh, I never watched it." "Okay, so shut up. Why would I care about how somebody feels that don't watch my YouTube, that don't watch my Dan Lay? You don't watch my podcast, but then you're upset because I'm going on somebody else's podcast." So that was my attitude when I first started working in No Jumper. And I do regret working in No Jumper, absolutely. But that was my mindset then. And maybe one day Rios will regret going over to No Jumper. But in the moment, I understand that line of thinking where it's like people aren't supporting your content. People aren't watching your content. People aren't watching your YouTube. So how dare they be upset when you go to someone else's? It's like, okay, if you wanted me to only be on my shit, maybe you should have watched, commented, and engaged with my shit. Another thing, I saw people in the comments saying that, because somebody said that, oh, the super chats go towards Pun's studio expenses. And someone also pointed out, which is a great point, Pun's studio is an actual recording studio. The expenses, the overhead, the rent for that studio is going to get paid by these studio sessions. Isn't like Legendary Studios, Legendary Recordings or something. Like outside of that blue Ace Pit room or where they do the Ace Boys, they used to do the Ace Boys show, there's a booth, there's a lounge, there's a place for people to come book studio time and record. So that's going to cover the rent there. Also, that show has sponsors, so that's going to cover the rent there. There's no excuse. You guys are just being greedy. You guys are being obtuse and greedy. That's not fair. If that show was getting hundreds of dollars in super chats every episode, those super chats should have been split up between the Ace Boys, Manny, Trey, and Rios. And if so, I believe that show would not have ended. I believe they would still be there if they were showed that respect. That's just my perspective and opinion on it. But it's good to see Rios is not taking it like he's not frantic or manic over it. He said he went on Reddit for the first time. I love Reddit. Excuse me, obviously, because I love to see the destruction and content. I think a lot of this shit be funny. But all right, I'm gonna react to Legends Only. I'm supposed to switch my mic. Well, I gotta play another video. I'm gonna get back to the good mic audio after these videos. Hold on, I gotta play this video of T-Rail and Smack reacting to Rios going on No Jumper.
Hey, Rio's went over there to No Jumper. How you feel about that?
Rio is a civilian. He can do what the fuck he want. Shout out Rio. That's my homie. I ain't mad. He using that nigga like everybody else is to get what he got going. So do it up, Rio. You feel me? Shout out Rio. Nigga, we gonna drink some coffee and I'm gonna come on your podcast. Nigga, we can talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it. Like, that's my nigga Rio.
Use him like he wanna use you.
Yeah, use him.
Yeah, use him like he wanna use you.
The only thing you can do, Rio, is use him, because he can't benefit off you right now. It ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? So use him up.
Use him up.
That's my nigga.
Yeah. Cause
I come to your podcast, Rio. We can drink some coffee and talk about it.
Honestly,
real.
Yeah, because we bringing you up there to use you for views to talk about us.
And I don't think Rio going for that. He's too much of a grown-ass man. That's one thing I could say. And that's what it is. He think that he going to get Rio up there and Rio going to try to, like, down-talk us. It's not going to work. Rio really intelligent, grown-ass man.
I agree and disagree, because if you was too much of a grown-ass man, you wouldn't have took your ass up there.
Rio don't got no problem with that man.
He don't got a problem with that man, but for what?
Because I'm trying to get my shit going. My food.
I mean, but what you trying to get your shit going? What is that gonna do for you?
Give me more exposure.
More exposure being on that motherfucker?
Yeah.
You think
Different audience, yeah.
It's gonna help him a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, a little
and
bit.
I ain't not
have a little fans.
Do your thing.
Little fans. Chat, y'all let me know how you feel about that.
Terrell.
So he said that wasn't his intention. His intention wasn't an exposure thing. It wasn't anything about that. It was more so just to show like how cap he think this whole thing is. He thinks that cooler heads can prevail in this shit and everybody could get money together.
That explanation is cap.
I'm saying that was his explanation.
That explanation is just cap. You know what I mean? If I'm going around,
Explain.
yeah, if I'm explaining that shit, you know, and I'm boiling it down. That just explanation of going there is just cap. You know.
All right. Let me switch my mics again. Hold on. Okay. I switched the mics. All right. T-Rail seemed a little bothered by the fact that Rios went on No Jumper. Obviously, Smack doesn't seem bothered by it. I just think it's weird because what's T-Rail's opinion on Sharky going on No Jumper? Didn't we just see Shark on No Jumper like last week, like during the same week that Rios was there? Like I think they was there the same week, right? So like the person that's sitting on your show, the newest back on Fig host, was just at No Jumper getting interviewed by Adam. So why can't Rios, who's not a part of FMW anymore, who's no longer on the now canceled Ace Boys Worldwide show, be there? That's just an imbecile brain. That's just an imbecile brain talking. That's all that is. Like I'm a shade Rios for going to No Jumper, but my co-host who's sitting right here next to me was just on No Jumper the same week. That doesn't make any sense. Rios needs all the visibility he can get. Again, Rios needs all the visibility he can get. He would be a fool to turn down an interview with Adam 22 at this juncture. He needs as many eyes on his YouTube channel as possible because he's no longer on Ace Boys Worldwide, which had like, 50,000, 60,000 subscribers. You get what I'm saying? So as long as he's not going up there talking about no police, federal shit that could get him in legal trouble, I don't get the hassle. Big Sean Jones says Sharky will put hands and feet on T-Rail and Smack. That's why they stay silent. Exactly. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's biased and it's weird as fuck that T-Rail will be shading Rios for going to No Jumper, but the person sitting next to him was just on No Jumper last week. Like, that's very, very, very interesting. I don't think Rios owes any of those dudes any loyalty, man. He just doesn't. He really, really, really doesn't. Y'all wasn't paying him. Just like I didn't get paid to be on Fair to Say, and I was on Fair to Say 3 times a week. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you're not paying someone and they're showing up for free and you disrespect them and you're not treating them with respect, and you trying to shit on them, you trying to shit on somebody that was pulling up to your podcast for free 3 times a week that did nothing to you. You know, you can't knock it when people like Rios go pull up to No Jumper. You get what I'm saying? Like Smack said, Adam ain't do nothing to Rios. Does it look contradictory and hypocritical because we see the footage of Rios saying he would never go to No Jumper, woo woo? Yes, but in life, there are gray areas. In life, you're able to change your disposition. When he said those things, he was cool with Ace Boys. He was cool with Pun. He was cool with Pun. He was cool with FMW. He was a part of FMW. A year later, 2 years later, fuck them niggas. I'm finna go get my publicity. I'm finna go do my interviews. I'm trying to sit on everybody's podcast. So, it is what it is. I don't think Rios is wrong. I did see Flacco say, Ace Boy Trey, A.K. Fred, and Chef Manny pulling up there. Let's react to that clip. I got to switch the audio over again. Hold on.
Also, it's like to your point where you're saying he don't want to be involved with WWE, this together. Going over there is WWE. So the only reason to go over there, it would be he feels like that could help further his career, right? Or it's either it could help further his career, or he really likes Adam 22. Those are probably the only 2 reasons, right?
No, or he feels like, yo, I could sit in front of this man and I could tell him everything I think that he's doing. and have a real conversation and come to an understanding. And the only thing that was stopping me from doing that was.
But why would he need to go sit and have a real conversation to confront Adam 22 and they're not friends, right? So the only reason why would be it would push his he thinks he would push his career forward. Sure. If that's his motivation, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you gotta take
but I don't think Rios is someone who's guided by. I just don't think that he's guided by like clout or guided by the you feel me? I think Rios is somebody, just from my observation, he really enjoys having conversation. Like, right? Like, he really enjoys just talking. So if
he can talk to anybody, but we feel like he can talk, this conversation will be beneficial to me. But let me go have this conversation as opposed to any other.
But even if you feel like conversations are going to be beneficial to you, though, in this world, clout has to play a part in some form or fashion.
That's clout. When you say beneficial, I mean the clout.
It has to. It has to. Like, it has to benefit you in some form or fashion.
Right.
And what's going to come with that is the clout, dog. You feel me? It's no way around that. Like, do you want the money, the clout? What do you want from this? Or you want to just talk and have coffee with this? And if it's just talk and coffee, I don't give a about this, what he got going on in his life and his daily life and what he's doing off camera. I don't care. So it has to do with that.
No, but if you've been talking for years, right, and you've been talking about the for years, and now you're in like a position where it's like, bro, I've been talking about the years, and now and all that talk you've been talking about me for years, let's talk about it.
All right.
And he has no reason not to.
We gotta watch the interview. I haven't watched it. Did you watch it?
Hey man, that's what I'm not doing.
Flacco's funny. I don't care what nobody says. All right, hold on. Switch my audio to my good mic. Okay, so I get both sides. It is a clout move. Unless you're benefiting financially, which I doubt he was, then he's just benefiting in the clout perspective. Or PR, awareness, acknowledgement, publicity, whatever words you want to use. But, in our culture, we just say clout at this point. But on the flip side of that, Flacco has a point too. It's like, I've been talking shit about this guy for 3-4 years now. I have the opportunity to sit down, look him in the eye, and talk shit to his face. I would have to go watch the interview to see if that's what happened and hold him accountable. It could be 2 birds with 1 stone if that's what happened. Did Rios hold Adam to the fire for any of his previous criticism? Did he bring up any of his previous criticism, or did they just sit there and bash Pun and bash FMW? I would have to go watch the interview too. No, I think it was a members only release. I'm not a No Jumper member, obviously. I did see Flacco say that Ace Boy Trey, Ace Boy Manny are going to pull up. I think if Adam interviews them one by one, that's hella petty. I probably would have wanted just all 3 of them there. I think that would have been like more shock value, like all the Ace Boys pull up or former Ace Boys pull up to No Jumper. He might do it one by one, then have them all 3 pull up at the end. That would be a good way to stretch the content. And then imagine if we start seeing the former Ace Boys on the news, like sprinkled in. Like one day you got Trey there, or Fred, excuse me. You got Rios there, then you got Manny there. That'd be crazy. And again, I don't feel bad. Because Pun should have split them super chats. I know for a fact that Pun was paying some of the females, and I'll leave it at that. I know for a fact that Pun was paying some of the females in the Ace Boys universe. So, and they didn't have guaranteed seats with mics talking every week on Ace Boys Worldwide. So, why weren't the main hosts being paid at least from the super chats? And I can say that confidently because my co-host who sits here once a week, Tam, gets 100% of the super chats. 100% of the super chats. But yeah, I think that would be crazy if we start seeing the Ace Boys, former Ace Boys, on the on No Jumper News sprinkled in. I think that'd be crazy. That'd be really, really, really interesting. But shout out to Rios, man. Hold your head. I don't feel like you did nothing wrong. Rios and I haven't always seen eye to eye. I feel like Rios was cool with people making gay jokes about me, but when I would make jokes back, he would say I'm ungodly, and but he wouldn't call out people for being having children out of wedlock in the organization, sleeping with people before being married, being gang members, being part of criminal organizations that kill and rob black people. None of those things were called ungodly, but me saying mean things to people that was talking about calling me F words obviously was ungodly. So Rios and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but I don't think he's wrong. And there's that. Let's move on. So Adam22 made an Instagram story post. I think it was like a poll where he's asking, oh shoot, let me show you guys. He says, hypothetically, if one of the co-hosts of my podcast murders someone and the video leaks, is it immoral to watch it on the podcast? And 53% of his followers that interacted said yes. The other 47% said no. So basically, he wants to play the footage, the security camera footage of the Young and Hefe incident where the 51-year-old gentleman who was from A-Trade Gangsters got murdered, unfortunately. He wants to play that. Again, Adam is the police. Adam is the feds. No Jumper is the feds. And it's just culture vulture shit, man. But I can't feel bad because, you all know what it is and, you still partake. So I can't feel bad. I can't even feel bad for Jefe Freedom, but I can't feel bad. Because imagine your employer playing the footage that has you in jail on his show and exploiting it for views and clicks. As if that's the only way he can get views and clicks. That's just crazy. There has been, I think it's a no jumper curse. I think not all, but a lot of their hosts go to jail or get into legal trouble. We've seen it with Brick Baby, and Hefe, Crip Mac, Faux Extras. Now we got Suspect is in jail. Now Hefe's in jail. I just think I think they're a federal platform. It reminded me, you know what I was thinking about the other day? I remember that we went to Rolling Loud 2024, March 2024, before, the first time I went with them. Only time I went with No Jumper, actually. I was with Josh and the guy Jason who used to do brand management. He's the guy who took pictures of my of the grades after the shooting incident. And he doesn't work there anymore, miraculously. But we was in a van. They picked us up for the No Jumper store. We met them at the No Jumper store. Everybody got in the vans and stuff. And then we drove up to Rolling Loud. And I remember we was in the SoFi parking lot, or maybe it was across the street in that parking lot where all the vendors and stuff parked. When we was going through that maze of cones, I'll never forget. I forgot how we got to the conversation. I think there was rumblings of Brick having legal trouble on the way or something. So we was talking about that. And I'll never forget Josh. I was in the back seat. Josh looked back at me. He was like, so, Dejon, how would you feel if we needed you to cooperate with a federal investigation? And I was like, what? I was like, nah, you talking to the wrong person. I'm from Inglewood. And we was in Inglewood, and so I turned into that. But it made me and then shortly thereafter, that same month was my last, March 2024 was my last month working with them anyway. But when he asked me that, it made me realize they either are federal agents or they cooperate with federal agents to do certain tasks and get certain people off the streets and feed certain information. Woo, woo, woo. So I am, I'm happy Tam isn't over there anymore. I'm happy we don't have a connection with that, what I believe to be a government funded operation. I am happy about that. I'm very happy about that because I think it's just unfortunate. I think this curse of No Jumper, it might not be a curse. I think it might be a federal task. That's what I think it might be. I think it might have to do with some government agencies. But all right, we have an update on the Jefe case. Street TV, what's his name? Alex Alonso or something like that. He has some pertinent details. We're not going to watch all of this, but we're going to play some of it.
All right, so on January 31st, 2026, 911 call was made from to report an assault at 6916 Southwestern Avenue in the city of LA. The 911 caller advised that the victim was being assaulted by multiple suspects in the parking lot. Now here is that parking lot. The parking lot is on the corner of 70th and Western. There's a thrift shop there, there's a mini market, and then there's a laundromat. Fire department announced Mr. Carl Welch dead at the scene on January 31st. Police, LAPD responded, and they picked up some evidence at the scene. They found 5 pieces of broken jewelry and 1 set of veneers belonging to the victim. When the detectives got to the scene, Mr. Welch was shirtless, lying in a supine position next to the wall with obvious facial trauma, and the victim's black Escalade was parked nearby. Detective Avilar was approached by the victim's girlfriend, and she provided some information on who he was and where he worked. According to this affidavit here, Mr. Welch arrived in the parking lot at 6:20 p.m. It states that the first suspects arrived at 7 p.m. and started to congregate with Mr. Welch. Then at 9:30 p.m., more suspects arrived, including young Aunt Hefe. And then around 9:45 p.m., and this is all according to video surveillance that they have, obviously, on one of these buildings. Then at 9:45 p.m., according to the video surveillance, the assault against Mr. Welch begins. At 10:34 p.m., the fire department announced him dead. Now, the detective also got in touch with the wife, and the wife made a statement to the police saying that Carl Welch worked at an unlicensed dispensary on Florence and Normandy, and that the owner of this dispensary told the wife that Mr. Welch would hold the rent money in a bag, and he would put that bag in his car. Now, that bag is very important. Don't forget about the bag that he keeps the rent money in his car. Detectives then went to the dispensary, spoke to the owner to confirm the wife's story, and the owner said, yes, he keeps the rent money in a bag. Now, this video surveillance was reviewed by one of the gang cops out of the 77th Division named Lagunas. Officer Lagunas is from the Gang Enforcement Detail, and let me just state that the Gang Enforcement Detail has been currently halted because of some recent corruption that came up regarding ghost stops and not turning on body cams during traffic stops. There's more about that in a previous video that I did. But Officer Lagunas is part of this same 77th Division Gang Enforcement Detail, and he watched the video surveillance and he provided what he knew about the people in that video. So Lagunas identified the suspect kicking Mr. Welch in the head as Johnny Gray, also known as North Face. Officer Lagunas personally knows Gray and not only identified him, but he identified his car that was parked in the parking lot. LAPD has a documented traffic stop with Gray in that same car on January 9th. LAPD also obtained search warrant for subscriber information, cell phone subscriber information from Google and from his cell phone provider, which links a phone number to Gray that is also pinging to this location on January 31st. They also tracked that same phone to Mr. Gray leaving LA and going to Las Vegas the very next day. Although we don't have the exact number of people that were in that parking lot when this incident happened, Officer Lagunas was able to identify 2 other people on the surveillance video, one being Young Ant and the other one being a guy named Irvin Theus. Officer Lagunas states that Young Ant appears to intervene in an argument between an unknown person that's there that Lagunas was not able to identify and Young Ant. So Lagunas is actually identifying Young Aunt Hefe as the person that is trying to de-escalate the conflict between an unknown person, we'll call him Suspect 4, and Young Ant. But then Lagunas later states in this affidavit that Young Ant can be seen striking the victim while he's on the ground.
Oh my God.
Lagunas was able to identify that Young Ant went to his car and started speaking to Irvin Thomas.
Okay, hold on. I can pause it there. I was listening the whole time because I wasn't going to let it play that long. But I didn't hear what Ed Hefe allegedly did wrong. And then the first thing he says really about Ed Hefe, other than him being on scene of the incident, is that he tried to intervene and de-escalate the situation. So I'm like, okay, that's not attempted murder or anything like that. But then he says he's seen on camera allegedly kicking the person that died, the victim, in the head. And that just reminds me of that Suge Knight Tupac situation in the casino in Vegas, where, you know, if they hadn't got involved physically, like if they hadn't kicked, Suge wouldn't have went to jail, and maybe Tupac would still be alive. Maybe the Compton Crips wouldn't have allegedly had to retaliate or felt the need to retaliate against Tupac. I think this is unfortunate. I think Jefe had a lot of positive things going on. So if the security camera footage is factual, if it's true, if it's not fabricated, if this paperwork is real, these are real things that took place, I think it was stupid on young Jefe's behalf to go out there and do these type of things when, you know, you're sitting on a platform with 5 million subscribers every week, your social media followers going up, his YouTube channel was cracking. He could have been focused on doing positive things. But again, I'm not a gang member. I'm not from the streets. I'm from the sidewalk. I'm from the hood, but I'm not from the streets. I'm from the sidewalk. So we play by a totally different set of rules. Maybe he felt he had to be there. Maybe he felt he needed to be involved. I don't fucking know. I just know that this is extremely unfortunate. Now, if that security footage does come out, or if somehow Adam does have access to the footage, mainly because he's police and a federal informant, or working with the CIA, or as y'all calling them in my chat, a psyop. I don't know what that means. If Adam does have his hands on this security footage and he plays it on his show, I think that makes him the ultimate culture vulture, which he already is. But it's just more proof that he's the ultimate culture vulture. This is what I will say. I think if Adam plays the security footage of Jefe allegedly participating in the murder of that 51-year-old man, rest in peace to him, I think that these rappers and hoodlums are still going to go up to No Jumper and do interviews and talk about crimes they committed and talk about what gangs and criminal organizations they're from, because that's just how stupid LA is. If Adam had No Jumper in Atlanta, Detroit, Philly, New York, any other part of the country where black people live, they would be beating his ass, taxing him, punking him out, marking him out. He would be way more humble, but he chose the most docile market of the Negro, the American Negro, Los Angeles, the most submissive, docile, ignorant market where you can find ignorant, docile, submissive niggas, LA, so he's able to run amok and run laps around these niggas. So even if he goes on the Tuesday show, if Adam drops like, let's react to the footage of Van Jefe in his parking lot doing XYZ allegedly, and plays it and gets all those views, people are going to call, oh, he's the police, but they're still going to go up there, interview him, and talk about what gangs they're from. So-and-so from this hood, so-and-so from Hoover, so-and-so from 60, so-and-so from family, so-and-so from Denver Lane, so-and-so from this hood, from that hood, talks about woo, DP, phase, prison politics, da-da-da-da-da. That's just what it is, unfortunately. That's how LA operates. That's just how LA operates. Gang culture obsessed. You got a camera, I'm from a hood, I'm pulling up there to tell you about my hood stories. That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. So again, free Jefe. I feel like what you did, allegedly, hopefully you didn't do it, but if you did do that, that was stupid. And if it's on camera, that was stupid because you had a lot of potential. You were one of me and Tam's. Every week you heard me and Tam shouting out Alter Ego. Like, you are a hilarious personality online. I feel like you had a bright future ahead of you. So to risk it or jeopardize it, being caught on camera doing XYZ is some bullshit. And that's just my honest opinion on it. But I would never play the security camera footage of someone I know, even though I've only met him one time, committing a crime. I just wouldn't. Oh, well, you know what? I can't say that. Did I play that footage of Frosty? I didn't play the footage of Frosty. Did I play the footage of Frosty stealing those Pokemon cards? Or did I just, like, the screenshots? Either way, yeah, I can't say that. Because I had the screenshots of Frosty stealing the Pokemon cards. But that was funny. But okay. And he didn't go to jail for that. He didn't go to jail for the Pokemon cards. But all right. Okay, next topic. Reason had a concert at the Roxy. The Roxy is a legendary venue. I've been several times. It's on Sunset Boulevard. I believe it fits like maybe 500 to 700 people. It's less than 1,000 people. It's a very small, intimate venue with a shitty bar. But shout out to people at the Roxy, because I always have a good time, minus the bar situation. But he had he had a concert here, I believe night before last, for his Moving Towards Love project. He brought out people like Mark Lux and whatnot. Let's check it out. Let me close my door. What is that sound? Oh, let me switch my audio. I'm sorry, you guys. It's like a buzzing sound. I ain't waxing the floor. But okay, so Reason had a concert at the Roxy. He brought out Cuzzos. He brought out my boy Mark Lux. All right, so shout out to Reason, man. The conversation that I have written down, the topic is titled, Did Reason Recover from Departing from TDE? So he has his Moving Towards Love project out. He has the single with Cuzzos out. He's been doing his press run. He went viral for being on Bootleg Kev, talking about Kendrick had the wrong people on GNX. Then he went and did Rory and Maul and doubled down on it. He even talked to Ebro about it. So he's been having these big looks PR-wise. He has a somewhat cool song going on with the Cuzzos in LA. He has his new project Moving Towards Love out. Do you guys think Reason recovered from leaving TDE? And how long was that ago? That was like 2 years ago, right? Let me see. When did Reason leave TDE? (2024) So 2 years, like June, summer 2024. So 2 years, right? Hold on. Reason has announced his departure from Top Dog Entertainment. Okay, I don't want to see no fucking revolt link. All right, Variety. Rapper Reason leaves TDE. Splits from Top Dog Entertainment after 7 years. He was on TDE for 7 years. After 7 years with independent label Top Dog Entertainment, rapper Reason has announced his split from the imprint they helped launch Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Reason, whose real name is Robert Lee Gill Jr., posted a lengthy note on social media saying that he's left the company and sharing his love for those who helped him along the way. It comes with great appreciation and excitement that I announced my split with TDE. I want to give a huge thank you to Top himself, not only for giving a chance to live out my dream, but also for hearing me and understanding my decision to travel a different path after the years. So he's been independent since. He also has been making tweets about how he's the only independent artist to recoup. I don't know if that's factual, but he's saying he's like the only independent rapper to recoup this year from his project. I don't know how I would fact check that. Maybe I could ask ChatGPT or something. Obviously, the highlight, outside of him going to do that big interview on Joe Budden podcast where he talked about his issues with TDE, the highlight of that whole TDE departure was the Back on Figure interview where Musa called in. And I never really sat and watched this clip in totality. Let's react to it.
You know what I'm saying? We got my boy Moose calling in, man, from TDE, man. What's the deal, man? You online? What's the deal, man?
Shit cooler, man. What's the deal?
What's going on, man?
I'm calling in to go viral.
Yeah, let's go viral.
Let's viral. Yeah, cause Mac, you know, like niggas don't even be getting on your chart. Normally, us nigga at TDE, we take the downfall.
What the fuck is that?
Ain't coming out and
what is that?
It's never us holding albums. If niggas want to drop records, niggas drop records. You know what I'm saying? But niggas never gonna jump on line and air shit out. But Big Reed, you wanna have a convo? Let's have a convo, man. Sound like you don't want to be here, damn near.
Nah, I never said that. I said I would never do it no other way. Let's go viral since you want to do it. Come on.
Let me start off by saying this though, right here. Hey, T-Real, can you name me 10 Reason songs right now? You from LA, you a LA native. Can you name me 10 Reason songs right now?
No.
Lied. He lied. Why did he say of course? Why not just be honest and say no, I can't?
Even when niggas say niggas came in at weird times, hey, Dave, my nigga, Doc, my nigga, I love them niggas. Dave never wanted us to sign Reason. He called him a substitute teacher.
Get your shit off.
Dot always said that Reason had talent, but it's gonna take more than just talent in this game right now. Everybody know that. If you talk about weird times, you got Rayvon. Rayvon got motion. Rayvon ain't got an album out, project out yet. You got Doechii, she got motion. She ain't got an album out.
Niggas just trying to get funny. Hey, Moose, you fight out.
Let them cook, bro. Let them cook. Let them cook, bro. Let them cook, bro. Let them cook.
Even when I hear niggas saying features and everything, keep in mind, like, oh yeah, you could have got an ESTG feature, but what does that do for Reason? Like, what is that gonna do for Reason? Like, even when you say you can't get in contact with SZA and all that, like this, like you didn't have features from everybody, including Q.
Shout out to Q.
I'm just trying to understand it, man.
Shout out to Q. You want to have a conversation or you want to go viral? Which one you want to do? Which one you want to do? Let me know.
I'm just
Let me know. Let me know. You want to have a conversation or you want to go viral?
Be consistent. Just be consistent.
I'm being consistent. I'm being consistent. I'm being consistent. So I'm asking you want to have a conversation or you want to go viral? Which one you want to do?
I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Okay, bet. All right, bet. And conversation go two ways. It go questions asked, questions answered. That's what a conversation is. It sounds like you want to go viral. That's what it sounds like. Because a monologue is viral. A conversation is something that goes two ways. Which one you want to do?
No, man. I'm just answering your question.
I didn't have no questions. I didn't ask you not one question. So I'm saying.
I'm answering your statements. I'm just answering.
Okay, so tell me one thing. Tell me one thing I lied about.
As far as what?
Tell me one thing I lied about, because you felt a way about what I said. So tell me one thing I lied about.
I'm saying that you obviously.
I'm saying you felt a way about what I said. So tell me one thing I lied about.
You sitting in the room with.
All right, cool. I didn't lie. I didn't lie.
You sit in the room with A-Man who don't know your music, Rob. You sitting in there with T-Real. I'm telling you that.
I'm gonna let the rest of the thing play, but Musa is retarded. It's your job as president of the label to make sure that the media people in your hometown, I could see if he was getting interviewed in Tokyo or something, even though that would still be your, obligation. How can you get on reason about you not doing your job? So you mean to tell me you and your staff as president of TDE, co-president of TDE along with Punch, haven't done your due diligence to sit down with these media people and make sure they know the records, to send them records, ask their opinion on the records, to invite them to listening sessions and listening parties, or invite them to pull up to the studio, hear the record before it comes out so that they can have a relationship with the music. How are you blaming Reason? You're sitting with people, two men that don't know your records. Nigga, it's your job to make them know my records. It's not my job to make them know the records. It's my job to make the records. I'm not an independent rapper. I'm a signed rapper to a major label. If I'm signed to TDE, is it not the TDE executive and staff job to make sure that all the DJs, podcasters, media people, hip-hop journalists, for lack of better words, especially with T-Rail and MacWop, because T-Rail didn't even know DJ Kool Herc was a DJ, and it was hip-hop was invented by a DJ, and MacWop didn't know who Melly Mel from Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 was, so they'll never be considered hip-hop journalists. But podcasters, you're supposed to make sure that they know my record. It's not my job to make sure they know the record. So I got to make the record, and I got to make sure that podcasters know my records. No, I'm signed to a label for a reason. Y'all go, no pun intended, y'all go make them know the record. That was just nigga shit. Somebody said if I was Top Dog, I would have demoted Musa after this interview. I think I probably would have demoted Musa after he allegedly brought strippers and prostitutes to Miss Linda Luna's house, a TD female employee, and had sex with them in her bed, refused to pay her for her services, made sexual advances at her, and all those other inappropriate things he's accused of in the TDE lawsuit. But then again, I'm hearing Top Dog used to be a pimp himself, and he funded TDE with pimp money. So, of course, he's not going to expect his son/employee to be professional when he comes from a background of disrespecting and violating women and sex trafficking women. And then we all know the allegations of him abusing Taz Angel's model, Ashley Martell, What did Drake say on Iceman? I'm having intrusive thoughts. What happened with Taz Angels? Clock that T. I gotta put my laptop on the charger. I'm gonna let this play.
You can't blame nobody.
I didn't blame nobody, Moo. I didn't blame nobody. I did not blame nobody. I did not blame nobody.
You blaming the label or no?
I said I haven't been consistent enough because I haven't been allowed to drop. That's a fact.
Hey, T-Real.
Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Just tell me if I'm lying, bro. I said I have not been consistent enough because I haven't been allowed to drop music. Tell me if I'm lying.
I don't think nobody has stopped you. You ain't never came to me.
Cool. That's all I want to know. I just want to know.
And nobody said no to you.
I just want to know.
You dropped the most music out of more than anybody.
All the other stuff is alleged. I have the TDE lawsuit pulled up right here. So it's not about me being in my feelings. It's about what is in the lawsuit. Like, I keep this on my desktop for weirdos like you. So let's be for real. Like, I got the whole TDE lawsuit. These are all text messages between Musa and Miss Linda Luna. Inappropriate text messages from the co-president of a label and a female employee. So what are you talking about? Hold on, let me add my face. What are you talking about? Michael, it's a guy named Mike on the chat. He said, I'm in my feelings. None of that stuff, all that stuff is just allegations. Yeah, and a $48 million sexual assault, sexual misconduct lawsuit. Now, Musa is not being accused of sexual assault. His brother, Brandon Tiffith, is being accused of sexually assaulting Linda Luna. But per this lawsuit, Musa's being accused of the sexual misconduct. So the sexual misconduct comes from Musa, and then the sexual assault, the alleged rape, comes from Brandon Tiffith. So all these text messages detail a sexually inappropriate conversations between Miss Luna. Miss Luna requested payment repeatedly by phone and text messages. Each time Mr. Tiffith Jr. brushed off her request. At one point, he demanded that she exchanged pleasantries with him before requested payment. By the end of January 2020, Mr. Tiffith Jr. has still not paid Miss Luna's invoice. Miss Luna had been doing PR for Reason, as well as managerial services for Alameda, as well as housing Alameda, because Alameda felt uncomfortable living in the TDE artist house in Carson because Sir allegedly kept trying to break down her door and sexually assault her, and her friend Aya Atari had got sexually assaulted in that house as well. So she moved in with Miss Linda Luna, and all Miss Linda Luna, according to these court documents, wanted was money to help with groceries and bills since I'm housing a TDE artist, as well as to be paid for her PR services that she was offering to TDE artists such as Reason. And basically he wanted her to flirt back and speak sexual. He sent her porn according to these documents. He came to her house. He asked to come to her house and bring a girl, and he had sex with the girl in her bed. These are things that the president of the company you're working for should not be doing. So these are very serious allegations. These are very, very serious allegations. To be Sir. It says Artist S. They're talking about Sir. Artist A, Alameda. Artist I, Isaiah Rashad. Artist S, Sir. So yeah, these are very serious allegations being made against Musa and TDE. Back to the end of this clip, or was that the end of this clip?
I didn't never ask you to drop multiple EPs. I didn't play multiple EPs. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we want to, are we gonna have a conversation, or we gonna go viral? Because we can have a real conversation, Moo. Like, everything I've said so far. Wait, hold on. Everything I've said so far has been
I don't
y'all being exactly. All love.
I'm not. When I say I don't want to argue, you're not proving that. I'm just not the nigga that do it public.
You are. You call you.
Who's my mod? D-React CV, kick this idiot Michael Brown out my chat, please. Let's get on with the show. If I was Reason, because I know for a fact, I can't say how I know, but I know for a fact that Reason is privy to these sexual assaults, all of that. Reason knows about all of that. So when Reason was saying, which is another reason why he distanced himself from that group, he didn't want to be affiliated or associated with rapists and executives that are basically forcing women into being in sexual relationships with them in exchange for payment, women employees of TDE. So he wanted to distance himself from a sinking ship because he knows that once this case goes to trial, and just certain things come to light. Once certain audios and video recordings and once certain blogs start posting these text messages and things like that, you know, there's a media blackout right now, but, you know, once this goes to trial, this is going to be bad. I think what Reason was saying, do you want to go viral or do you want to have a conversation? I think Reason was threatening Musa like, I know your T, nigga. I know what's going on with you and your brother. I know what you and your brother have been accused of behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? Like, according to the paperwork, Miss Linda Luna was Reason's PR. That was her introduction to TDE, was doing PR services for Reason. So he would be closest to her out of all the artists, excluding Alameda, who lived with her and she managed. So I think when Reason was saying, and I could tell by the body language and his tonality, I think what Reason was saying when he was saying, do you want to go viral or do you want to have a conversation? He was pretty much saying, bitch nigga, keep playing with me and I'm going to expose you and your brother for being weirdos and having a freaky ass case, having a weird case. Why is he around? That's what I think. If I was Reason, I would have did it, but I feel like maybe he feared retaliation from TDE. You know, they got street people, anything like that. But I could tell in that moment his trepidation, his body language, you know, his disposition. I could tell he wanted to spill some tea. I know when a nigga wants to spill some tea. And I know for a fact Reason is privy to the situation. I know that Reason knows for a fact what went down and has wanted to distance himself from all of that. Speaking of TDE, I'm going viral. This might be one of my biggest tweets ever. I think it said like 4 million views. This is my biggest tweet in a long time. My biggest tweet is actually the Atlanta Rap Report card. It was 12.3 million views. But this is one of my biggest tweets in a long time. I'm going viral because Isaiah Rashad did an interview with Complex recently. And he basically said, Frank Ocean, no, I said that. He said, Isaiah Rashad says he didn't get Frank Ocean's perks after coming out as a bisexual. Let's go to the actual interview. He said, and it doesn't come with any of the perks I thought it would come with, he continued. There are no Frank Ocean perks. Rashad added that he's unsure how people perceive him. And so my response to this clip of the interview, or this, you know, blurb or whatnot, I tweeted and it's at 56,000 likes, 4,000 quoted tweets, 550 replies, and 4 million views. Again, 56,000 likes. Frank Ocean wasn't sucking dick on camera knowing he had 3 kids and a baby mama at home. Maybe that's why. So to me, it was common knowledge that Isaiah Rashad had 3 kids. I thought everybody knew that. I thought everybody knew Isaiah Rashad had a baby mama and 3 kids. When I tweeted this, I tell you the timeline, it's literally trending. It's still trending on Twitter. My tweet is trending, been trending since yesterday. Again, 4 million views on my tweet. None of these people knew Isaiah Rashad had kids. So they're like, wait, you didn't come out the closet. You got exposed. You recorded yourself sucking dick. You also recorded yourself in another video getting head from 2 like white men or Latinos or something like that. And those videos got out. You got exposed. You didn't come out the closet. Frank Ocean wrote a letter telling us he was gay or bisexual, whatever, and then dropped Channel Orange, one of the greatest albums of all time. That's why he gets respected, because he was honest. He came on out and told the world he's gay. You were sleeping with a woman. You had a baby mama at home. You had 3 kids, and you didn't give a fuck about them. You went out there and got high off powder or crystal meth and recorded yourself sucking dick. Then in another one, a video, recorded himself getting head from 2 Latino and white men. And in that video, you hear him saying, "It's showtime. It's showtime," on some freaky Diddy shit. You knew what you was doing. You knew you was recording. You wanted to make these porn videos, knowing you had 3 kids at home. So how dare Isaiah Rashad? That's why I'm so confused. How dare Isaiah Rashad compare himself to Frank Ocean? Frank Ocean did it in a respectable way. Ain't no video of him sucking dick or getting his dick sucked or none of that weird shit. He simply came out and told people in English he's gay. You got exposed on camera sucking dick high off crystal meth, knowing you got 3 kids at home that got to go to school and get teased. Your children are getting teased every day at school. Shut up. Your daddy on the internet sucking dick. Can't say shit to me. Your children can't talk about nobody for the rest of their lives. Even if they get in an argument with their girlfriend or boyfriend, shut up. That's why your daddy suck dick. Look, watch your daddy suck dick. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're a disgrace. Isaiah Rashad is a disgrace to fathers. That's not dedicated. He can't wear no dedicated merch. Isaiah Rashad can't wear no dedicated merch. And they don't need to celebrate Father's Day for him. Because you have mortified and embarrassed your family name and all of your children forever by sucking dick on camera and getting your dick sucked and talking about some showtime by 2 Latino men, knowing you had 3 kids and a baby mama at home. And that's my tweet, and that's why I said 4 million views, 56,000 likes, and been trending on Twitter for 24 hours. Shout out to me. So when I said in the title of this video, I exposed Isaiah Rashad, when I tweeted this, it was not to expose Isaiah Rashad. I thought it was common knowledge. That Isaiah Rashad had a baby mama and who has accused him of being abusive towards her, might I add, on Twitter. There are tweets. If you look up Isaiah Rashad baby mom, you're going to see all her tweets where she accuses him of being physically abusive towards her. But nonetheless, SZA has made those same allegations as well. I guess SZA and Isaiah Rashad used to date. She said he used to get handsy with her as well. But you know, a lot of DL men beat on women. That's kind of like a side effect of it, or how they cope with it. They physically abuse women to try to masquerade the fact that they like dick in their mouths and butts. But nonetheless, I thought everybody already knew Isaiah Rashad was a father. The timeline did not know that. So if you're on Twitter, head to my page, Dejon Paul _ check out this tweet. I'm going to show you one more time. 56,000 likes. 4 million views. I'm viral, baby, trending. Frank Ocean wasn't sucking dick on camera knowing he had 3 kids and a baby mama at home. Maybe that's why. Clock it. Also, you know me, I took the opportunity to reply underneath this viral tweet with the screenshots of the paperwork where it says, this is in the paperwork, the same paperwork I just had up on the screen. It says, Miss Luna noted an incident between an individual named Isaiah Rashad, who she understood was a TDE artist, Isaiah Rashad, and artist A, Alameda, in which Isaiah engaged in unwanted sexual overtures towards artist A, stating, hold on, I'll be forgetting to switch my audio back to the good. Stating, artist A, stating, and there's times Isaiah tried to fuck her. When pressed, artist A, Alameda, interjected to elaborate, stating he tried to break into the room and I wasn't there. If I was in there, he would have came in and XYZ. Artist A became emotional on the verge of tears, stating that she felt TDE executives did not treat her like a human being. And then also in the paperwork, it says, further in conversation, artist A raised another incident in which another TDE artist, artist S, that's Sir, busted through her door when she was sleeping, saying that there were so many similar instances of inappropriate behavior directed towards women. She also stated that Isaiah Rashad had, without consent, sent her a picture of his penis and videos that were sexual in nature. Miss Luna interjected, recounting that Isaiah had offered to pay Alameda's bills if he could watch Alameda engage in oral sex with another man. Artist A recounted that Isaiah had also wanted her to watch him engage in sexual acts with another man. So he's sending unwanted dick pictures and videos to Alameda. He's offering to pay her watch or have sex with another man. And then he offered to pay her bills if she would watch him have sex with another man. Yes, Ash New York, the whole TDE on some freak bullshit. This is all in the paperwork. This is all in the paperwork. It's Mooks at TDE. That's all I was trying to tell Mac Wap and Keem. It's Fugats in TDE. That's all I was trying to tell Mac Wap and Keem. Y'all so focused on me. At least I'm honest with mine. Y'all had a closeted Fugat. Y'all had a closeted Mook over there with 3 kids and a baby mama, pretending to be dedicated. Whole time he over here snorting crystal meth, sucking dick on camera. That's all I was saying. And trying to pay Alameda to watch him have sex with another man and force himself on her. He's a freak. He's a freaky ass nigga. Y'all worried about Baca, but y'all need to be worried about Isaiah Rashad. That's all I'm saying. Y'all need to be worried about Brandon Tiffith, Isaiah Rashad, and another TD artist that I will be exposing in a video soon. So this is my last thing with TD. I gave Flacco all week. I hit Flacco last week. I said we're supposed to be doing part 3 to our TD expose. Part 1, we read all this paperwork. We heard what Linda Luna and Aya Atari accused TDE of. That was part 1. Part 2, we exposed the Ashley Martell Taz Angel story like weeks before Drake talked about it on Iceman. So we was ahead of the curve. Part 3 is supposed to be this bomb. There's a whole other TD artist that has a whole other rape allegations, rape case that they just settled. He's been trying to silence this person. He paid him some money to silence him. I got proof of all of this. And I'm trying to get Flacco to do part 3. I hit him last week to do part 3, and he said he's like, oh, I'm behind schedule. I got to do these 4 videos. Once I knock out these next 4 videos, we can do it. I gave him all week. Flacco did not hit me back to do it, so I'm going to do the video myself and upload it. I can't wait any longer. The truth has to get out. People need to know what other TDE artist has been accused of sexually assaulting a label employee, a different label employee, not Miss Linda Luna or Ari Atari, a whole different label employee, and this label employee is suing. So, and you know, they tried to silence her. So this has to come out. I can't wait on Flacco anymore. So he can take his time. I don't care, but I have to do what I have to do. The truth has to come out. So that'll be out. That'll be out really soon as well. Did Seven put baby oil emojis in the chat? Last thing, why don't y'all ask MacWap and Keem and them to ever comment on this? Why have they never commented on this TD lawsuit paperwork? Why have they never pulled up the paperwork on their screen and talked about it? Why have they never talked about the Isaiah Rashad sucking dick while having baby mamas and 3 kids at home, pretending he's dedicated? Why does that never come up? Why when Isaiah Rashad was on the Apollo, they muted anybody in the chat or kicked everybody out the chat that was saying gay things about him? I'm confused. Are we not allowed to talk about Isaiah Rashad's sexuality or sexual behaviors or patterns or experiences? We're only allowed to talk about mine. That's very interesting. I think you guys should take that up with the Apollo. But let's move on. So not only am I trending, I'm literally, if you go on Twitter right now, I can show you. I'm not only trending for this Frank Ocean tweet, but I'm trending for my tweet about YG. So YG has a new single called Gang Business featuring Pay Gotti. Pay Gotti is the Watts rapper that flaked on my freshman cover last December. He also went viral for being on Kai Cenat's Mafiathon stream last year. He has a record that I like called Trenches. And I believe he got into it with Almighty Suspect because Almighty Suspect was accusing him of sounding like EBK J-Bo and making EBK J-Bo NorCal type music. But anywho, he's on the new YG song. I'm going to play the record before I give you all the drama of why I'm going viral and I'm getting threats behind my critique of this record. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm gonna play another snippet. All right. So that's YG's new single, Gang Business. When I first saw the previews and whatnot, this is the video I first saw even before I heard the record. Just seeing this visual. Oh shoot. I just think it's dusty. That's my original response. I just felt like it's dusty. It's like, oh, Bloods and Crips, blue rags, red rags. How shocking, how groundbreaking. Oh, that's so pivotal. Like, this isn't going to chart. This isn't going to help YG's first week sales. You know, we talked about his upcoming album, The Gentleman's Club, that's going to come out June 19th. Tamina, I don't think this is going to help his first week sales. I don't think this is going to help YG make a comeback. I think this isn't going to change the narrative that YG fell off, YG's not good anymore. You know, that whole narrative and stigma that's on his name. I don't think this benefits that. In fact, let's read what I had to say in response. So I tweeted, LA rap really can't move past the gangbanging music and aesthetic. When people outside of California see this, they're going to be like, there go them LA rap niggas doing the same old shit since the 90s. Then y'all wonder why y'all can't tour in the South, Midwest, and East Coast. I remember a couple years ago when I was working in No Jumper, YG was supposed to be going on tour with Kamaya and Tyga. And they did like 2-3 California shows, and all the national dates got canceled because there were no ticket sales because he no longer has a fan base in other regions. They might know who YG is, but they don't care about his music anymore. And yeah, I just think it's dusty that they would have all these red rags, blue rags in the videos. I mean, it's cool to, you know, work with different artists. I love that he's platforming a new LA rapper like Pay Gotti, but why couldn't y'all be dressed in like normal clothes or some fly shit? Why did the song have to be called Gang Business? Why do I have to hear about Pyru, Blood, Crippin', this block, that block? All of that shit. Like, there's other stuff that we could rap about, but don't just take my word for it thinking it's trash. Let's hear well, this is what I had to say. Hold on. Musically, that was my standpoint. Culturally, musically, I said, dead homies on the gang, left, right. Get your walk on, throw your gang bars up, delivered in a one take J type flow. Those are literal lyrics from Pay Gotti's verse, and I do feel like he sounds like one take J on this song. Then YG comes in with all his typical Suwu bars. This will not chart or help YG's first week sales. These tweets ended up resulting in this topic trending on Twitter. Hold on, let me show you. LA rappers gang gear photo fuels West Coast hip hop debate. And then the write up on it was, rap critic Dejon shared the photo and video late Thursday, criticizing it as stuck in the 90s gang imagery that limits LA rap's appeal beyond California. Replies split between frustration over touring dangers and regional limits, defenses of diverse artists like Vince Staples, who tour widely, and hopes for unity among black men. The exchange highlights LA rap's tension between street authenticity and broader mainstream paths like those of Kendrick Lamar and Tyler, the creator. So, you know, shout out to me for creating these West Coast hip hop conversations that keep trending. Let's see what other people had to say about the song. I screenshotted a few. So Hot New Hip Hop posted the video, and I screenshotted some responses. Influenced by You said, and this is exactly why LA rap won't be going anywhere. Nobody cares that a man pushing 40 gangbangs. YG refuses to evolve, and that's why his album is going to go triple cardboard. Boy Wonder, West Coast replied, West Coast music is ass now. Lance 17-8, a bunch of numbers said, it's 2026, by the way, not the 90s, in response to the YG video. Sack Boss Trey said, same old theme, same old whack sound, Cali nigga legit never making it off that coast. Mo U5, I see what Dejon Paul mean. in response to the YG video. Living with FTA. Let's be for real. This shit sucks so bad. Shad1K _ this shit is ass. Viceroy, gangbanging really is some monkey shit, and the ones in LA some very special ass niggas. Wazam Reese, shit weak. Y'all keep that. Bird CL, who's the target audience for this? So you guys are welcome to go online on Twitter and read the comments and the quoted tweets for yourself. You can all check it out for yourself, but no, they aren't feeling this record. The only people that are feeling these records are people that are obsessed with gangbanging in LA. LA gang members are loving this record, I'm sure, but LA gang members don't go to concerts because when they do, they shoot it up and have brawls and stuff. So there's that. Lavelle T2W said, I'm from the South. It's time for LA rappers to evolve like Kendrick, Tyler, the Creator, Vince Staples, and etc. I agree. I think it's time for LA rappers to stop making songs about gangbanging so much and talk about different things. I was just getting cursed out all yesterday. I got threats. People said they was going to jump me. People said they're going to come up to my office and jump me behind this. I wanted to point out that YG's last project sold 8,000 copies first week. And I think this new project is going to do about the same if this is the single he's pushing. So Academics TV reported YG just read up 3 sales, 8K first week, debuting at number 151 on Billboard out of 200. This comes after he appeared in Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us music video and the Pop Out, might I add. Another page reported his sales just to verify 8,000 first week, debuted at 151 on the Billboard 200. So yeah, I'm thinking he's gonna do about the same. I think he'll do about the same. I also feel like Draco the Ruler was right about LA rap. Let's check this out.
Shit. Is this what it takes? Won't be doing that. Shit. Is this what it takes?
Long live Draco the Ruler, man. I think Draco, in this video, what I'm getting from this video that I've been seeing his fan pages repost, is that he wasn't a gang member. You know, he refused to claim a gang. So, you know, I feel like that caused a lot of problems with his career and why he was partly blackballed and all of those different things. It's like, if you aren't a gang member, the LA rap scene really don't fuck with you. They don't consider you an LA rapper. For years, Kendrick wasn't looked at as an LA rapper. Tyler, the Creator, wasn't looked at as an LA rapper. If you aren't a gang member, if I can't pinpoint you from being from a certain hood, people really don't look at you as an LA rapper. And I think Draco became an exception to that. Like, he was looked at as a Mr. LA, King of LA type, LA rap type nigga without being from a specific hood. And I think that's why so many people hated him. YG is washed. Big Sean Jones, he need to sign artists till 400. What happened in D3 season? It didn't work out with D3. And D3 didn't make the best music. But the last thing I want to say on this YG topic, I forgot to send it over, so give me a second. This is how I know I'm right. This is how I know I'm right about this. LA rappers need to stop all the overt gangbanging in their music if they want to cross over to different markets and have more appeal. I remember this because I'm a real student of hip hop, West Coast hip hop. So I Googled, was YG's debut album, My Crazy Life, supposed to be titled I'm From Bopton? And guess what it said? Yes. That is spot on. You can Google this yourself. That is spot on. YG's debut album was originally planned to be titled I'm From Bopton, and previously teased as Welcome to Bopton. The original vision, YG wanted to pay homage to his roots and his specific neighborhood gang affiliation by replacing the C in Compton with a B. The reason for the change, his mentor and executive producer Young Jeezy advised him to pivot. Jeezy asked YG if he wanted to appeal to a localized specific crowd or sell his music to the whole world. So My Crazy Life was supposed to be titled I'm From Bopton. Before that, it was supposed to be titled Welcome to Bopton. But Jeezy, who was YG's executive producer at the time at Def Jam /CT or CT /Def Jam, told YG, hey, no, if you drop an album called I'm from Bompton or Welcome to Bompton, that's only going to entice gang members. You want the entire world to buy your album. You want people that don't care about gang banging. You want people that are from this hood, that hood. You want people in New York, people in the South, people in Europe. You want people all over the world to be listening to your music. You don't just want gang members or people that give a fuck about gang members to be listening to your music. And I think that's why he advised him to change the album title from Welcome to Bompton or I'm from Bompton to My Crazy Life, which is a more universal title. It still compensates or, embodies, all the craziness you went through growing up in the hood in Bompton or in Compton or whatnot, but it doesn't limit it. And so that's how I know I'm right on this topic. Jeezy was smart enough to know, he was good enough of an A&R and executive producer and a veteran artist himself to know that if YG dropped his debut album and it was some Bompton-ness, it's called I'm from Bompton, it wouldn't have sold what it sold. It probably wouldn't have went multi-platinum. Wouldn't have sold what it sold. It might not have been called Complex Best Rap Album of 2014 just based off that title. It's about the presentation. So when people see this new YG gang business video and they see all the blue rags and red rags and they turn it on and they hear Sue Whoop and Crip this, Crip that, cuz this, cuz that, and all of this gang banging, it's just like more of the same shit to someone who's not from LA. To a non-LA native or someone not from that culture, it's just like more of the same shit that's not relatable to them and it might not even be interesting to them. So in my opinion, this shit looked like a Snowfall musical. It looked like they were shooting a spin-off show to Snowfall, like a musical version. Like it's like, come on, man. Like, nah, man. It's dated and it's dusty and it's stagnant and it's redundant and it's repetitive and it's all of those things. It's just, it's gratuitous at this point. We get it. You guys are from the hood. We get it. You guys are from these gangs. YG, we get it. You're blood. Crips. We got it. We got that when we were seeing YG and Nipsey run around. We got it. Cool. There has to be something else to rap about. There has to be something else to make your single about. YG should be going for a big bank type single. It's the beginning of summer. Summer kicks off after Memorial Day. YG should be going for a big bank. That was his last big bona fide hit record, right? 2018 Big Bank. That's what he should be going for. He should be going for a song like that to kick off the summer. This is not the song you drop to kick off the summer, in my opinion, unless you want to sell the same 8,000 copies that your last project, Just Read Up 3, sold first week. But if you want to sell more than that, in my humble opinion, I feel like Gang Business is not the right single. I feel like this hurts the brand more than it helps it, and it just makes you look stagnant and stuck in the same place. But again, I know I'm right about this topic because Jeezy told YG to change his debut album. My favorite rap album of all time is My Crazy Life. Jeezy told him, you guys can Google this. Jeezy told YG to change his album title from I'm from Bompton to My Crazy Life, basically saying, let's not market you as just a blood gang member. Let's just market you as a dope rapper from the hood, because there's hoods all over the world. Let's focus on that. More people can relate to being from the hood and going through some crazy shit in their life and struggles and opposition and ups and downs and trials and tribulations than they can relate to being a blood, Pyru, or a Crip. That's my take on that. I know I'm right. Just right there. Shout out to Jeezy for that. All right, let's get into this complex list, man. Let me pull it up. Palm trees in the chat. Jamar Leatherberry said, they be mad at you because you don't give a fuck at all in your standards. Oh, you don't give at all in your standards, and that's what's needed. Plus, they listen to what you say. Shout out to you. YG had a moment, but I think it's over at this point. Yeah, I've been hoping for a YG comeback, but I feel like it's over at this point. D-React TV, we need no more gangbang tapes not making it past Arizona like you be saying. Tell me about it. All right, let's get to this complex New York rapper list because they pissed me off with this. As you guys know, I worked on the complex best 50 LA rappers list last year. But they dropped the New York rapper list. Best 50 New York rappers. Let's check it out. Hold on. I'm not going to read the whole list. And it's hard to read. Hold on. What the fuck is that? Jay-Z at 1, Biggie at 2, 3 Nas, 4 Rakim, 5 LL Cool J, 6 50 Cent, 7 Nicki Minaj, that's too high, 8 DMX, 9 Busta Rhymes, 10 KRS-One, 11 Prodigy, that might be too high, 12 Lil' Kim, that might be too low, especially her beneath Nicki is crazy. 13 Ghostface Killer, 14 MF Doom, I think that's too high, 15 Big Pun, 16 Jadakiss. Because they both lyrical, talented. Is Capital Punishment better than Jadakiss discography? I'm not know. 17 Cameron, 18 Mos Def, 19 Big Daddy Kane, that's too low. 20 Slick Rick, that's too low. 21 Method Man, 22 Chuck D, 23 Run from Rum DNC. Q-Tip at 24. Cardi B at 25 is crazy. Cardi B should be like at 50. 20 Raekwon, 27 Pop Smoke, rest in peace, but that's way too high. 28 Mace, 29 Big L, 30 Cool G Rap. There's some names on here that shouldn't be above Cool G Rap. 31 Fat Joe. I don't know why Fat Joe is marked out like fat is a slur. 32 Jizza. 33 Foxy Brown, criminally low. Criminally low. Foxy is top 20. Catalog wise, bars, delivery, flow, stats. She got 2 #1 albums on the pop charts. Like that's something. Even Lil' Kim don't have a #1 album on the pop charts. Oh Dirty Bastard at 34. 35 Cool Keith. Are they talking about Keith Murray? Unless they're talking about Keith Murray, I don't know why Cool Keith. Anywho, Ja Rule at 36. 37 MC Light, that's a little low. She's the first female rapper to drop an album. First female rapper to have a major record label deal. 38 Nori, that's high. 39 Cool Mo D. 40 ASAP Rocky, that's a little high. 41 Melly Mel, okay. 42 Posthumous from from De La Soul, I'm assuming. 43 Fabulous, 44 Grand Puba from Brand Nubian. 45 Jim Jones, 46 Styles P, 47 Biz Markie, rest in peace. 48 Lloyd Banks, that's low. 49 A Boogie with the Hoodie. 50 French Montana. I'd have had this list end with Cardi B, just based on commercial success and her ability to have like a decent flow with rhymes other people give her. Cool Keith from Ultra Magnetic MCs. Okay, so where's Keith Murray? Why isn't Keith Murray on here? Pop Smoke over Big L is insane. Yeah, this list is crazy. This list is crazy, y'all. Off the bat, I have Kim over Nicki because Kim made Hardcore, Notorious K.I.M., La Bella Mafia, Naked Truth. Nicki doesn't have any albums better than those. I have Big Daddy Kane and Slick Rick much higher than a lot of these names, including MF Doom and Cameron for sure. Pop Smoke is towards the end of this list. He's at like 50 or 49 with Cardi B. French Montana's not on this list. A Boogie's not on this list. I would add Keith Murray on this list. Is Keith Murray from New York or is he from Jersey? Because sometimes I be getting confused. Yesterday was Keith Murray's birthday. Keith Murray's from New York. He's part of Death Squad. Okay. Keith Murray's not on this list. So yeah, there's some, and I have Biggie over Jay, but I understand Jay obviously had a larger catalog because Biggie got killed. I don't think Busta Rhymes has a classic album, so he couldn't be in my top 10. Like you can't be in my top 10 if you don't have a classic album. Like New York is known for making classic albums, just like LA. Yeah, I don't know. But let's hear what the guys had to say. So I believe, what's the name of that crew? Let's Rap About It, that podcast. Fabulous, Mano, Davies, Jim Jones. They went on Hot 97 with Ness and talked about it. Let's check it out.
The list came out from Complex. This is 50 best New York.
Open my door.
Jim, you're on here. You're 45.
They smoking, they
is fly.
Just came out. We're looking at it. What do you think? You're not on the list.
Shit is fucking fly.
Do you take that person or are you okay?
I've always been underrated, but that's cool.
But I think it's
I've always been accustomed to, though.
Ugh.
You know, I've always been better than what people gave me the credit for, but it is what it is.
They also have like people who were in groups, but like took certain ones out selectively, which is kind of unfair. Because I think that Q-Tip or Prodigy,
That's fair.
They are the groups that they were part of were.
That's true because that's a good point. That's a really good astute point because it's like you giving them credit for making classic records that they made in a group that they might not have been able to make on their own. Good point. I'm not mad at Fab being so low on the list. I think he could be a little higher than 43. I think Fab doesn't have a classic album. That Ghetto Fabulous album, debut album, is not a classic. I feel like Fabulous don't have a classic album. He has some classic mixtapes, but he don't have a classic album. So, and yeah, it's like you're not just a mixtape rapper, are you? Even though he started out with Desert Storm Clue, DJ Clue. So maybe he is a mixtape rapper that just ended up making albums and having some successful singles. I don't know. All right. Also, I saw French Montana speaking with Complex about the list, specifically Lil' Kim being ranked below Nicki Minaj. Let's check it out.
Our number 7 spot. What's up, Nicki Minaj? I ain't mad at that. You like it? I like it, man. Our rationale was we think she is still the most prolific woman rapper who influenced and inspired a lot of other women going into the 2010s.
But if you talk about inspiration, Lil' Kim inspired more girls.
Well, that's what I'm saying. More?
Lil' Kim inspired
Yes.
most of the females, not just hip hop. From Lil' Kim.
Artists all over. Yep.
Lil' Kim, if it's about inspiring, Kim more, but Nicki accomplished more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Nicki definitely got more accolades. Definitely, awards. This and that. She's done a lot for a girl that came from Queens, and you know what I'm saying. So definitely shot.
I agree with the first half of his statement. When it comes to inspiration and inspiring and influence, Lil' Kim is the most influential female rapper of all time, including Nicki Minaj. So how can you say Nicki inspired more female artists if Nicki got her whole shit from Kim? So anybody inspired by Nicki is by proxy inspired by Kim. French Montana might be wrong when he's talking about like Nicki's more accomplished, like in record sales, if you include streaming, not actual pure copies, because people was buying Kim's album. I think she sold like 20 million albums, physical copies. People were like streaming Nicki's music, but whatever. He said she has more accolades and awards than Lil' Kim. Nicki doesn't even have a Grammy. Kim won a Grammy for Lady Marmalade with Missy, Maya, Pink, Christina Aguilera back in the day. Nicki doesn't, she's no Grammy Nicki. So, not accolade wise, you can't say that. You definitely can't say that. How you have more accolades than me, you don't have a Grammy, and I do. I have the highest honor in the land. You don't. So I disagree with that. I think I would swap them. I think I would have put Nicki at 12 and Kim at 7. But I also would have had Foxy. I would have had Foxy up there too. I'd have had Foxy somewhere around Nicki as well. Because her and Nicki both don't have Grammys, but they have #1 albums on the pop charts and, hit records and things like that. Shout out to Complex for the list. Had some things I disagree with, but had some things I agree with. Shout out to all the people that worked on that list. Again, me being a part of the Complex Best 50 LA Rappers list is a huge accomplishment. I know you guys get tired of me talking about it, but it's one of my greatest moments to hip-hop because I got to write articles and participate in putting together a list about LA rappers. That's my life work up to date so far, so I feel like that's an honor. And it's like it would have been less special if they had hired like other LA media people that y'all know to do it, but the fact that I was the only one that they trusted out of this circle that they trusted to do it. Like they didn't have T-Rail, they didn't have AD, they didn't have Gina, they didn't have Head, they didn't have Vicky, they didn't have any of them do it. They could have, but they reached out to me. Like they trusted my opinion over theirs when it came to LA rappers. That's what meant the most, or partly what meant the most, that and getting paid to write those articles. But keeping it on New York, Palm Trees in the chat, how y'all doing? Let me see how y'all doing in the chat. Palm Trees in the chat. Sliders in the chat for Tam. Tam will be here next Saturday. Did Ebro kill New York hip hop? So Lord Jamar, old school rapper turned podcaster, is saying that, I believe he's from Brand Nubian too. He's saying that Ebro ruined New York hip hop when he became program director at Hot 97. Let's check it out.
Ebro was instrumental in changing the sound of New York radio.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
I'd say so, yeah. At the time when he was in power, a lot of that Atlanta sound and all this other type of shit really started to take control of New York radio. It's like radio used to sound very regional. You go to, especially somebody that travels, you go to one part of the country, another part, you see how New York radio sound like this, and you know what I mean? Down south radio sound like that, Cali's, but dudes like this, once he came in, he really started making it harder for New York artists to get play in their own region.
I saw on his show, he said that they had Arbitron or Nielsen or whatever.
I don't give a fuck about that. They'll always have some sort of bullshit answer of why. Oh, well, we were just going to go by the demographics and the numbers said that,
That's what he said.
And see, of course. And numbers do lie. See, that's the thing. Numbers never lie. Yeah, Jay-Z, you're wrong. Numbers do lie. You can lie with statistics and all kind of shit all the time. You can fudge numbers. You can make up mathematical calculations to justify any fucking bullshit. That doesn't mean it's real. And so what if you were using Nielsen to show what's popular in other markets? This is where, independent and corporate, or this is where standards again come into play. You know what I mean? Even if something is crazy and it got so many spins in this market, so what? It doesn't fit in this market per se. Even though it's doing great over there, and I guess we could force them to like it over here, but does it really truly organically fit here? And the corporate doesn't care what organically fits or not. They don't care if you'll fucking have some sort of rash afterwards. You see what I'm saying? As long as they get their bread and do what the fuck needs to be done. They don't care about the aftermath. And people like Ebro didn't care about the aftermath. And we just feel like, had he been from our area and understood more about New York hip-hop and about the standards of New York hip-hop, because at the end of the day, this is where Ebro was instrumental in changing the sound of New York radio.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
I'd say so, yeah. At the time when he was in power.
All right, so a lot of people don't know that Ebro is from the West Coast, but he ended up being a program director at Hot 97 in New York. That was always peculiar to me. I've heard this narrative about Ebro since I was a kid, that he killed New York hip hop, and because he was the program director and he wasn't playing their records on the radio, he was playing the down south music because it was performing so well, selling so many records. So if you're playing Jeezy, you're playing Rick Ross, you're playing T.I., you're playing Ludacris, you're playing all these down south lit artists, you're playing the ringtone raps, you're playing Lean With It, Rock With It, you're playing Soulja Boy, you're playing, Gucci Mane, you're playing Waka Flocka Flame. Throughout the 2000s, early 2010s, you're playing Future, you're playing all these down south rappers in New York instead of giving New York MCs the spotlight or the rotation, adding them to the rotation frequently, XYZ. you know, you're by proxy suffocating, especially at a time when radio was still the dominant force. This is before podcasts. This is before streaming really took off like that. Like radio was still the mainstay medium format for music. So yeah, I understand that. I also understand the trickle down effect. I understand that if New York hip hop fails, because New York is the Mecca. New York is the standard. It's kind of like in a family, if the grandma gets sick and then the next thing you know, the whole family deteriorates, because that's the source. That's who was keeping the family together. And that's the source of the family, keeping the family together and strong and unified. Everybody was coming to grandma's house every Sunday to speak with each other. If there was any issues in the family, she mediated XYZ, or a grandfather if there's a patriarchal situation going on. That's what it was with New York hip hop. The standards of hip hop dropped once New York was no longer the number one space, or once New York not even if it's number one, once New York became quote unquote irrelevant in hip hop, so did lyricism, so did cadence. You get what I'm saying? So did some of the principles of hip hop. So did socio commentary. All of the things that come from New York. Once New York became irrelevant, quote unquote, the standards of hip hop were erased. Now there aren't any standards. You just do whatever feels good, whatever's a vibe. You mumble a little bullshit, whatever's a vibe. As long as you got chains on and you acting like you off pills, whatever it is, it passes as hip hop. And so Ebro, I'm not saying he did it intentionally, but I'm saying by him not playing New York rappers for the 8 to 9, 10 years he was in charge of Hot 97 and passing the ball and playing down south rappers during that time, he killed New York hip hop. And from New York hip hop being dead, hip hop died, because hip hop's home is New York, if that makes any sense. It reminds me, I can pull this up before we move off this topic. It reminds me of what 50 Cent said about him. Everyday struggle, New York, Ebro.
Stop and savor the strawberries. That's Daz.
50 Cent versus Ebro. So 50 was on Ebro in the morning. Look,
these are good topics today.
Oh, this is the first or maybe second time Joe's ever looked at the topics.
I ran out. Me and Mano had pre-production. We went through the topics. That's what it's called. Yeah, we talked about it. We're gonna gang up on you on some shit, man. I'm with it. Let's do it.
All right, let's roll this clip and then we'll talk about it.
They would blame me for New York City hip hop. It is your fault. He was the program director. No, he did not play that music. No, I supported you. This is who they should be looking for. I supported you. That's what it's your fault. And then you threatened to have me beat up, and I was like, so what, nigga? It's what it is. You fuck. Because I'm like, look, how you gonna mess it up and then say I did? I know you played a party, bro. That's what he's saying. That's what he did. He's full of shit. He goes, look, the program that all of the artists that made records during that time span, you mean to tell me they didn't play because my records were good? No, a lot of them. They didn't play. There was actually a lot. There was actually a lot of people who had hits during that time. But you said that the New York City hip hop died. I didn't shoot it. No, you did it. No, because nobody else can. You pulled.
That's the greatest line ever.
You did it.
I didn't shoot it.
Yes.
You did.
So clearly they're beefing over who ruined New York hip hop. He's saying Ebro didn't play records. Ebro's saying he just operates from a place of always wanting conflict, and he caused so much divide in the scene. Who ruined New York hip hop?
I don't agree with Ebro. I don't think 50 Cent is the cause of the decline in New York City hip hop.
Who would you blame?
I just think it was a number of things. We got to look at what was going on in the South. The South was on the rise, and their culture became popular culture. Okay? So now, when
I've echoed these sentiments too.
Strip club culture became...
so I could kill y'all.
Strip club culture became popular culture. So like everyday words that we use, like making it rain and twerking, that all come from the South. The music started to become prevalent, right? Younger artists growing up in that era started to be influenced by that music. We didn't have a lineage in our music. We didn't have a sound that we protected, right? I remember having arguments with Buster about, that. I'm like, yo, like the OGs didn't pull us in. Like we out here on our own. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever, you couldn't be mad at a A$AP Rocky for getting on and saying that he was influenced by Houston music.
Word.
Okay?
Right. You seem to agree you're not having it.
And again, I've echoed most of these sentiments to you. I just think, especially even, again, the newer rappers, the new generation, the inspiration wasn't there to continue the New York sound. The sound kind of shifted to different landscapes. I don't believe 50 Cent beefing or having problems with a couple of rappers.
Check this out.
And I understand the premise. It may have killed or hindered collaborations. People didn't want to work together. And a lot of people look at it like, say, Atlanta. They say, oh, they're all happy down there. They all work together. A lot of collaborations. But there was a lot of people moving in New York at that time.
First, whoa. Did 50 Cent stop Pump It Up? Focus first, then Pump It Up. You was at the same time. Did they stop that?
You couldn't then.
All right then.
That
so
was
anything.
02, 03. Wankster 50 didn't have that power.
So we talking about second album 50? Because
No,
that's
we
when he
talking
started
about after
beefing. After In the Club.
After Give Richard That
He
Time.
only had specific beef. He only.
Not the second album. I'm still on his first album.
Okay, let's go to the first album. His first album, he has specific beef with Murder Inc. It was specific.
And it was
That
on
didn't-
site.
Okay, but it didn't stop. Rockefeller, Bad Boy, what they was doing. You had the Dipset moving, and anything else that was moving at that time. He had specific beef.
None of that is true.
No, come on.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Dipset. Let's think back to who was rocking. Rockefeller was not rocking post 04. Blueprint came out in 01. Old Boy came out back then. Philadelphia Freeway came out in 02, 03. Post 03, Rockefeller, the Dame, J Beef, that already happened. Rockefeller was not moving that way. Actually, I was in the Def Jam building, and Def Jam, because of the Murder Inc. Fed case, they didn't want nothing to do with all of the subsidiaries. Disturbing the Peace, got them out of here. Murder Inc., got them out of here. Rockefeller got them out of here. Cleaned that whole fucking building because that was like the trap house in the eyes of the Fed. So I don't think Rockefeller was rocking like that. I think
The Dipset was moving. And at that point, was they still Rockefeller? Yeah, they was Cameron.
Dipset, yeah, they was Rockefeller against Jay's, Jay's will.
Indeed, but they was still moving in New York. My whole thing is, there was still movement in New York outside of what 50 was doing. Like 50 Beef at that point. His first album came out, 2003, right?
Mm-hmm.
His beef was specific. Mm-hmm. Your single, Pump It Up, was out when? 2003, right? Cameron mixtapes, the Dipset mixtapes was like the hottest shit. D-Block, Jada Kiss, D-Block.
I think we're saying
Fat
the same
Joe.
thing.
Yeah,
because
Fat Joe was still hot.
in my brain,
I think the timing might be.
No, but that's why I think we're saying the same thing. Because in my brain, me and 50 are the end of New York. Me and that.
I'll end it there because Joe Budden always try to bring his rap career into conversations. Everyday Struggle was a legendary show, according to Ash New York in the chat. Shout out to you. Yes, it's my favorite hip-hop podcast of all time. I used to watch it every Monday through Thursday. Greatness. Love that. I would just, this type of hip-hop conversation I could sit here and watch all day at my desk. I like that conversation because it added more context to the argument. So the argument is, did Ebro kill New York hip-hop by being the program director at Hot 97 for all those years and not playing New York artists, but playing artists from down south? Ebro saying no, 50 Cent killed New York hip hop by having all of these beefs and rivalries with Murder Inc., with Dipset, with Fat Joe, whoever else he may have beef with, Lil' Kim, all the artists New York artists he beefed with. Some truth could be to both. If you're not playing their records on the radio, but you're playing down south artists, you're killing it. And maybe all the animosity and back and forth bickering could have prevented us from all doing records together and keeping this New York rap tradition alive. It could be on both. From the conversation I just watched, it could be on both Ebro and 50 Cent. Maybe they're crimees, they're codees, in this situation. I don't know. Keeping on New York hip hop, did you guys see Kevin Liles? Kevin Liles is the former president of Def Jam. He also was the executive vice president of Warner Music Group underneath Leo Cohen, and he's the co-founder of 300 Entertainment, former owner of it. I believe that he sold it. He also Managed Mary J. Blige for a while. Trey Songz, he's known for discovering Trey Songz. Nonetheless, there's this epic classic scene from that tour documentary they did with Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life tour, back in the day, where Dame Dash cusses out Kevin Liles for getting Def Jam jackets on a Rockefeller tour, what he felt was a Rockefeller tour. And then Kevin Liles has been doing interviews going viral lately talking about that. So I'm going to play the footage for context. Then I'm going to play Kevin Liles' response on podcast recently.
Motherfuckers call me an asshole every day, but I don't listen to that shit because I know what's right, because my crew tells me it's right, and I respect them. How come they keep saying Def Jam all through that article, all through these reviews? There's no mention of Rockefeller, no mention of putting together the tour. It's all Def Jam. You're telling me exactly why I don't really fuck with Def Jam. Because every time we get next to y'all, they get the credit. We own our own company. We look like artists. Bleak man. Yo, Bleak, you got a jacket over there, right?
See this jacket? Shit. This, man. You see the Memphis Bleak? I didn't never have a Rockefeller coat that said Memphis Bleak. This is the only thing Def Jam got one up on. But other than that, Rockefeller's the home team.
Oh my God!
All of a sudden, it's Def Jam jackets with niggas' names on it all over the tour. That shit is weak, man. You ain't been doing that. Everybody wants a jacket. When you want to do something, make a motherfucking Hard Knock tour jacket. We don't want that shit. No. Why do I need Beanie Man and Memphis Bleak wearing a Def Jam jacket? They don't rock.
Motherfuckers call me an asshole every day, but I don't listen to that shit because I know what's right, because my crew tells me it's right.
That was love? How is that a mistake? From the mistakes. How is that a mistake? Because Russell does not look at every single thing that comes up. He doesn't. I'm sorry, Russell, the person that someone owns his fucking doesn't know that this is not his tour? He don't know that? No, he knows that. So the people at his company don't know that? Right, maybe not. Maybe not. If that's the case, that means the general public don't know that.
The Def Jam tour bus consists of 9 video screens. We've got digital curtains. Let the curtains down. Let them check the curtains as they go down.
The little mistakes you make are making, just because you're not trying to, those mistakes are making it so that it looks like it's your tour.
No, sometimes you get tired of pulling curtains on tour, so I thought we'd get some electronic curtains.
Look, y'all niggas are too fucking professional, and you're too smart to make these kind of dumbass mistakes. You alright? If Sony wouldn't do this, Loud gets his prop, Arsene don't take that, Bad Boy gets his that was love. What do you take that? Bad Boy gets his prop, Arrington don't take that.
Facts,
Face gets his prop. Y'all gotta be at your fucking face in everything we do. Then I gotta be the asshole and yell. I don't feel like doing that shit all the time. I'm sick of that shit. Yo, for 30% of my day goes to correcting your fucking mistake. They're gonna pay me more for that? It is true, man.
That's Les's town. That's Big Les's town. You just, man, yo.
The thing I told you when I came here is that we don't want to get overshadowed by fucking Def Jam name, by Russell Simmons, and by your logo. I was guaranteed equipment, and it's exactly the opposite. And you're not doing nothing to stop it. You know how you do? You give everybody fucking Def Jam jackets.
This is our cool out area. We watch TV. Bus.
All I need y'all to do is cut the checks. That's it. We're taking all the chances. We're the ones that boycott the Grammy. We're the ones that motherfucking put our ass on the line and did this tour, and we still don't get the credit for it. Why not? I don't know why, because you're fucking fat ass around all the time.
That's an iconic scene. If you're a real hip-hop historian, you know about that footage. It's been talked about it. It kind of made both Dame and Kevin Liles household names in the hip-hop industry. This how Dejon was yelling at Ho Jackman. That's how you gotta yell at culture vultures, man. Kevin Liles is like, he's not a culture vulture, he's the fetch and snap. I guess he is still a culture vulture. He was Leroy Cohen's henchman. He played fetch and step for Leroy Cohen. He was Leroy Cohen's good nigga boy. So yeah, I guess he would be a culture vulture by proxy. I get what Dame is saying. So if we go on tour, if we're going on a Jay-Z Hard Knock Life tour, and Jay-Z is a Rockefeller artist, we have a joint venture deal with Def Jam. Def Jam owns 25% of the income. Polygram, which is now Universal, owns 25%. And Rockefeller owns 50%. That's why he used to call them quarter waters, like the juice you get from the store, quarter waters. Def Jam only owns 25% of the project. Nonetheless, if we're going on a Jay-Z Hard Knock Life tour, why are you bringing Def Jam jackets with all of the Rockefeller artist name on it? Shouldn't they be Rockefeller jackets? Or since you're Def Jam, you don't want to go print up Rockefeller jackets with Rockefeller logos. Why don't you go print up some Hard Knock Life tour jackets that have everybody's name on it? Then I don't think Dame would have had a problem. But like he said, by you putting my artist name on a jacket that says Def Jam, you're saying that my artist is a Def Jam artist, and you're exiting or erasing Rockefeller from the equation. And I love the analogies he made. He said Arista doesn't take away Bad Boy. We never seen Biggie in no Arista jacket or merch. You just saw Biggie in Bad Boy merch. What other labels did he say? He brought up LaFace, which will also be Arista, but that's an R&B label. Damn, I gotta go back to the video. What other? He said Loud. He didn't. It don't. They would be wearing Loud record jackets. They wouldn't be wearing RCA record jackets. So it's basically he's saying, you know, you guys are acting like niggas. That, you know, niggas like want all the credit. No, act like the distributor, act like the parent company, and just fund us. Be corporate. Why do our artists, if my artists are signed to Rockefeller, why are they walking around with Def Jam logos on their jackets? I agree with him, but let's listen to what Kevin Lowndes had to say all these years later. Let's hear what he had to say.
We have the whole tour. We got DMX. We got Rock on it. I convinced Red and Meth, who just put out How High and everything, to open up, to start the wilding out of it. Job, I mean, we had it right. So, y'all got the tour. It's the Hard Knock Life tour. It's the name of your album. You know, we're organizing it and putting it all together and the whole thing. And I thought it would be a good idea to give people something that they felt, it's a tour jacket.
And the tour jacket had Def Jam on it.
And the tour jacket had Def Jam on it because I'm the president of Def Jam. I can't give Rockefeller jackets out. I can't give Rough Rider jackets out.
Mercury jackets.
Mercury. I can't do that. So everybody was like, yo, we got these fire. Yo, I wish I had one of these and blah, 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 this. But Dame. and to Dame's credit, he just didn't want us to overshadow Rockefeller. And and what they didn't realize, and other labels realized, that I didn't want to be them. I wanted to empower them.
Right.
But this Def Jam logo became more so of, it's all about Rockefeller. It's all about Murder Inc. It's all about Rough Riders. It's all about disturbing the peace. It's all about, go down the list of, we're just the back office. I want y'all to get the shine. I don't, that's not, I'm under the car fixing the car.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you have to approve for stuff to actually be used if it's you, so Jay calls me and say, Kev, is this part in the movie?
All right, so that's Kevin Lowndes' retort all these years later to that iconic scene. I'm not saying it was his intention for Def Jam to get the attention, but that was the end result. If you give my artists that are signed to Rockefeller a jacket that doesn't have the Rockefeller logo on it but has the Def Jam logo on it, then they're going to be seen as Def Jam artists in a marketing sense. Imagine if it was social media and they got the jacket and they posted on their Instagram and stories and shit. It's like, oh, you signed to Def Jam, instead of being like, oh, you signed to Rockefeller. He should have went and got Hard Knock Life jackets, Hard Knock Life tour jackets with the artist name on it, because that's the tour they're on, and that tour is a product that Def Jam has at the moment, and is getting paid from. But yeah, just a story in hip hop branding, hip hop entrepreneurship, iconic hip hop business story. I'm gonna end this stream with a tweet of the week, and then we're gonna get out of here. Tweet of the week. Oh, hold on. Is the Damon Dash smacked up Kevin Lowndes one more time?
I get calls from my crew Yo, we ain't doing that. Yo,
So I'm gonna tell you the rumor mill was after he cussed you out about the Def Jam jackets, he took all the jackets, threw them in your face, smacked you up a few times, and was like, "Kev, don't do that shit again." That's not true.
Quick. I wouldn't have been the president of Def Jam. That's not even. I don't even know how that could even. It's a joke. It's a joke.
You've been punked.
Okay, cool.
That definitely did happen.
People know. I mean, I don't get that. I don't think so. So like, and so my crew was like, "Yo, what? No, we don't do that, Kev. No. We
would definitely protect Kevin Liles.
We got a scene. I said, no, guys, we're not doing none of that. It's all good. It's just we're gonna walk. We're gonna work through it because it's not. I did it to be vulnerable. I did it to show people that it's never about me always looking good. It's never about me always looking bad. It's about me being where I need to be and having the conversations that I need to have. That's why you.
That's very humble of him. It definitely didn't need to escalate to any physical violence over some fucking jackets. I think he just owed Dame and Jay and Biggs an apology like, oh, I didn't mean to overstep. And yeah, the jacket should have been Hard Knock Life. But with that being said, let's end this stream. Palm trees in the chat. We're going to end with Tweet of the Week. Tweet of the Week is from whom? Spice Bay, who says, who was the funniest comedic relief? Uncle Curtis Payne. Damn, why I'm having a slow moment. Cole from Martin. Jazzy Jeff from Fresh Prince. And then Junior from My Wife and Kids. It's like, I'm going to say Uncle Curtis, because he was like funny without playing dumb. Like these other three like play idiots. Like that Jazzy Jeff played an idiot. Junior was probably the dumbest of them all. And Rhythm Spoons, Cole was an idiot too. Like Curtis was funny, but he didn't play like the stupid black kid next door type of idiot. Like he was actually like smart and always cracking jokes on Janine for being a crackhead. So that's really, really funny to me. But all right, palm trees in the chat, man. This has been a dope Saturday school stream. This might be the last Saturday school. I will talk Tam into pulling up, and it'll just be a daily live stream. Tam's gonna start pulling up on Saturdays because she lives out here. She doesn't live far. She's not in no jumper no more. So I need Tam twice a week. We need to start doing 2 episodes a week. We got to do something. We hit 4K subscribers finally, but we got to do something to get our numbers back up where they was. It's no reason why I should be going viral on Twitter every day, trending all the time, all this engagement, more engagement than I ever got on Twitter before in life. I'm in Academics thumbnails. Academics and talked about me on his YouTube stream 5, 6, 7, 8 times in the past month, but our YouTube numbers are down. So that just means we have to work harder. That means we have to definitely work harder and figure some stuff out, in my opinion. That's y'all are crazy. Shout out to 7. Welcome back. We need you in the chat, sis. We need all hands on deck. But yeah, Tam and I will be here every Wednesday and Saturday. We're gonna be making this happen. We just got to get our shit together, man. It's time. It's time for Tam and I to get our shit together. A Day and Lay live show, Saturday, June 20th. Awful Lot of Cough Syrup will be in the building. 310 Baby, Compton AV, Jay Reddy, Mark Lux. We just added Mark Nasty. Ethica Music will be in the building. Food vendors, drinks, all of that. I'll see y'all there. Get y'all tickets. A Dan.Lane link is in the chat. Link is in my Instagram bio. I will see y'all Monday with a Music Monday stream. Pay